Welcome to the stream, everyone. This is the Adrel Show, where 3 times a week we look at everything World of Warcraft, primarily focused on gold making, but we also do some mount collecting, and when we log in, I'll show you guys some of the other cool mounts that I've gotten this week. The other thing that we tend to spend a lot of time on is alt army stuff, and of course, being a new expansion, there is just so much to do. Not only are there all the professions open to us, but there's the new factions. There's, world quests. There's just a lot to do, right? There's a whole bunch for us to do. And so, for today's stream, we are going to be looking at, we're going to do some of our weekly chores, right? Some of the tasks that we need to get done and things like that. But I think at this point, most people already know about what they should be doing. If not, let me know in the chat and I'll be happy to bring you up to speed. But we're primarily going to focus on farming Council of Dornogal rep, mainly because I want to see if it takes more than about 2 or 3 hours to get to about 11 or 12, to get to 12 renown. The reason that 12 renown for Council of Dornogal is super important is because that's when you unlock the profession knowledge point books. And so basically the way those books work is once you hit 12 renown, you unlock account-wide an extra 10 knowledge points. That's basically free because the item costs 50 artisan's acuity. And it'll give you 10 knowledge points, which will come with 50 artisan's acuity. So it basically works out as being free. Now, because of the fact that it's account-wide and Council of Dornogal contributes to enchanting, tailoring, I think blacksmithing, and a couple of the other professions that we really care about, that's why we're doing that one first. You can really pick whichever other faction you want as well. And other than the last zone, Ajkahet, where the reputations don't have any knowledge books, all the other factions have rewards for each of those. But we'll get to that once we're in game. To begin with, thank you everyone who's joining the stream live. Today's stream we will have, for the first time, because of the fact that I finally made affiliate, we may actually have some ads on the stream. I tried to have as many pre-roll ads as possible, so that my understanding is that if we do pre-roll ads and there's fewer ads during the stream, which I think on the whole should mean a better experience for all of us. But if there's too many things going on, let me know. Oh, what's up, C-Tax? I don't know why my restream chat isn't showing me the messages here. No mic sound. All right, thank you for giving me the heads up then. Hello, what's up? Hey, Sup Namalotra, welcome back. How's it going? Happy to hear you're already learning, C-Tax. Hopefully that keeps going. I know we have a lot to cover today, and yeah, I keep trying. What's up, Ritra? Have I tried stream viewers? No, I haven't. I have not. Are you actually watching, or are you just here to advertise your product? All right, so first things first, we need to open up our second account because I wanted to quickly go over the gold that we've made in the past day or two. And so for those of you who are joining the stream for the first time, I do tend to multi-box a bit, right? But completely within the terms of service in that I manually alt-tab between things and manually check everything. So yeah, it's very much within Blizzard's rule set. All right, so like I said, today's stream, we're going to primarily focus on Council of Dornogal rep. We're going to do some other profession stuff as well. Give me 1 second, folks. I will be right back. All right, so we're just dealing with the login boss. All right, we got our camera back as well. Thank you, Sapnamalotra. I appreciate that. All right, so on our main banker, this is our I say main banker because basically I have 2 bankers. I have one that I use for enchants only, as in the War Within Khazalgar enchants, and the other that I use for everything else. And so this is our everything else banker. I'll be honest, I haven't really been restocking any of the things, but we've pulled another 100. We've got another 100,000 gold here to pull out of the mailbox, right? never hurts. And this character's mainly been selling profession equipment. Gosh dang it, why do I keep losing the Dark Moon buff? But this basically primarily selling profession equipment and the blue crafted profession gear. And then a couple of the concentration items that we've crafted, right? There are a bunch of items that you can craft with concentration, and you want to be using up all of your character's concentration as much as possible because of the fact that it does regen. All right, so this was one of the mounts that I was talking about. This was one of the mounts that I got yesterday. I recorded some content for. I recorded a little bit of video over it, but it's the Hand of Nilgamanth mount, which comes from Shadowlands, and ever since I realized that Blizzard had released hand-shaped mounts, I've wanted one, and I managed to finally get it. So I just wanted to share that with you guys. It's actually pretty. It's not as it's a very complicated mount to get, but it's not actually that hard. And I found someone who is selling it in trade. I've been meaning to try and figure it out myself for a while, and the guy was charging a reasonable price, and so I decided I would just buy it, like pay him to have me to walk me through all of it, which saved me a bunch of grinding and trying to figure things out. So if you are playing on North American servers and you're interested, let me know in the chat, and I will drop his battle.net ID, and you can grab it off of him as well. He charged me about less than 200,000 gold, which is amazing for a mount, especially one as unique as this. The other cool thing about this mount is that the mount special allows you to play rock, paper, scissors. So you'll see there through rock, and it's basically RNG as to which one it throws. But yeah, you can play rock, paper, scissors if you and your friend have this mount. See, there we get paper, and I think we did scissors earlier on the stream. Anyway, little bit of a tangent there, but anyways, let's do a quick repost cycle for all of this stuff. And I think we ended up pulling out about 103,000 gold or something like that. Again, this isn't, I just have not been spending nearly enough time crafting these items and posting them and cancel scanning and doing all the things that I would need to do to actually move volumes on these. But hey, it is what it is, right? Why is this not getting posted? 1,000 gold? 1,000? The crafted PvP gear at max rank is already going for 1,000 gold? Jeez, that's bleak. All right, well, I'm kind of a little relieved that I didn't go super hard on my crafted PvP gears build, which is what I was planning on doing. But hey, it is what it is. We'll see if we get some time. We may hop over to the other professions. I know we've talked a lot about enchanting and tailoring, and we spent a bunch of time on leatherworking on Monday's stream. But I also need to spend a decent amount of time on engineer. Well, all of the professions, right? If I haven't covered it, I need to cover it. If I have covered it, I still need to spend more time on it because we have so many alts. Now, what's annoying to me is that I logged off with the Dark Moon buff. Not even the one that you just get for free, right? Or that you get super cheap off of the actual fair. I logged off with the Dark Moon buff that you use the little hat to get. And for whatever reason, I've logged back in, and it has being disabled. I wonder if that was to avoid people who had done crazy things like saved up the Dark Moon buff before the War Within started to try and get their characters to max level sooner. That may be what's going on there. All right, so anyway, we need to hop onto our enchanting tune anyway, because that's our mage who's going to port us over to the Dark Moon Fair. And let's see here. We still need to. I have still not spent any time on jewel crafting, or any meaningful amount of time on jewel crafting, which is not great, because I think there is a lot of earning potential with jewel crafting. Let me know in the chat though if you are watching live. Let me know how it's going. If you're enjoying the War Within, if you've made a bunch of gold with all the professions and everything else that's going on, or if you're more so waiting around for season 1 to start. So the strange thing is that this chick still has her Dark Moon buff up. And this is my mage. This is the alt that we're going to do all of our side quests on. But we will do some rares on my main since they're already level 80. And the reason that we're doing side quests on an alt is because we can then sort of also get them leveled up at the same time. There's not really a great reason to have alts at level 80 right now. There's not much that you can do at level 80 from a professions and gold making perspective. Well, from a profession standpoint, I should say, not from a gold making perspective. From a gold making perspective, you know, farming some of the recipes and stuff can be extremely lucrative. So from a gold making perspective, it's hard to say that being level 80 isn't optimal. But if you have one level 80 and you're mainly trying to make gold off of professions, then you're probably good. The pack is fun, but gold-wise, you're not really there yet. Oh, what professions did you go into? Because at this stage of the expansion, I feel like whatever profession you're in, there's a good amount of gold to be made. It's now figuring out the right build is a whole different story, but that's why I'm here. I'm more than happy to talk about whatever profession you'd like on stream and give you my thoughts on how you can, not even give you my thoughts, literally show you how you can make gold just by using an add-on called Craftsing. Skinning and leatherworking, mining and herbalism. Well, mining and herbalism will always be a good source of steady cash, right? Especially if you're doing a lot of world content or if you just run around farming. Skinning, my understanding is that skinning is actually a great alt army profession because I think it was on Monday's stream that someone in chat was saying that there's an item that you can farm up once per character or once per lockout or something like that gives you like 20k by something to do with lures. I don't know if that means anything to you. I'm guessing you may already know about that. If not, let me know and I'll try and see if I can figure out what the heck that was. All right, so I don't want to spend too much time on auction house stuff, but we do have 14 knowledge points saved up. The only point is we'll get another 10 hopefully by the end of the stream, right? Once we've done all the profession side quests, once we've done all the rep side quests. So you know what? We have the Dark Moon buff up already on that account. Let's just open up our mail, and then I think we may as well just start running quests. We will open up mail on this person, on this chick's mailbox, which by the way, this is my only female character, if in case anyone was curious. I haven't bothered to gender change them quite yet. Just because the transmog for mages kind of look kind of sick. Oh, it dropped like crazy. Yeah. See, that's kind of the problem that I have with a lot of the gold making content creation, and it's not really anyone's fault. But the situation is just such that like if you've watched if any of the major content creators has created a video about something, there's a good chance that by the time you get around to it, it may already be saturated, and that's just the nature of the beast, right? Because of the fact that since Dragonflight, professions really reward you for specializing into certain things, and so basically there aren't really too many professions or profession builds that benefit from everyone speccing into them. It's sort of by design. Blizzard has made it so that if you want to make a bunch of gold, or if you want to make an outsized amount of gold, more than just your regular, you really need to be specialized into something that not too many other people are doing. And that can be for one of many reasons, right? It could be because because it requires a lot of knowledge points. It could be because of the fact that, you know, you got to spend artisan's acuity or grind out a whole bunch of knowledge points. Or okay, thanks for the heads up, C-Tax. I told Twitch to tell me when ads were going to be live, but it doesn't seem to have done that. Let me see if we can get that to show up in the meantime. Or if I can figure out how to have it tell me when we're gonna have ads up. Because that's not great. I'm just gonna hit the webcam for a second. Let me know in chat once you guys are back. Okay, back. All right. All right, give me 1 second. I'm just trying to see if I can get the ad settings to tell me when when there's going to be an ad running. I am trying to keep the ads to a minimum. All right, sorry folks, give me 1 second. All right, can't figure that out, so we'll do that. We'll do that when we take a longer break later. How about that? All right, I also need to. Sorry, give me 1 second. I got late at the gym today, so that's why we were a little bit late starting the stream, and I didn't have enough time to set up everything I wanted to the way I wanted to before the stream. So I am sorry for the delay. I'm just trying to make sure. I'm just trying to figure out why our chat isn't refreshing correctly. Like why the restream chat doesn't seem to be working at all for me. Hey. All right, let me see if I can't get this to work. Sorry, folks. Technical issues. I mean, name a better pairing than the Adrel show and technical issues. Unfortunately, I promise I promise I'm working on it, folks. Promise I really am. All right, and we are back. Sorry about that. Hopefully one of these days I'll actually be able to sort everything out and we'll have fewer technical issues. But in any case, so from enchants, more or less only from enchants, we've sold about another 1.1 million gold. Let's go ahead and open that up while we're just gonna dump anima on my main for whatever, because of the fact that I've been spending so much time in the freaking maw, which in no world did I imagine that I would spend this much time in Shadowlands after the War Within released. I didn't particularly love Shadowlands as an expansion, if we're being honest. I mean, I made more gold in it than any other expansion, right? More gold than I made even in Dragonflight, to be fair. Just because it was super broken the way legendaries worked, where if you had a good amount of startup capital, you could pump out those legendaries, and everyone and their mother needed 1, then 2, and then finally 3 legendaries, right? So it was great for that, but from a gameplay perspective, I think Shadowlands was Blizzard catering to the most hardcore of fans, including with things like the Maw, right? They definitely listened way too much to all of the hardcores, and as a result, I think that's why the player base dropped as much as it did during Shadowlands. Whereas with Dragonflight, I think they did a much better job of listening to feedback. It's not perfect, right? I mean, it's still Blizzard, don't get me wrong, right? But job of catering to casuals, which is when WoW is when you can log on for a couple of hours a week and you don't need to absolutely freaking everything. And I think that's why Dragonflight was as popular as it was, and why War Within is. I think they've only doubled down on that in the War Within, especially with all the alt army friendly stuff that they've done, right? I think they've so far the War Within I'm absolutely loving. where there's enough stuff that if you really wanna do some degen stuff, you can, right? There's plenty of degen stuff that can be done. At the same time, you know, you can also play casually and be able to compete. And I think from a gold making perspective, the concentration system is just super broken for that. Anyway, coming back to what we were talking about, C-Tax, before we got interrupted by the ad boss. Yeah, so I think with a lot of the content that you will see, if you try and blindly copy what a lot of content creators are putting out, there's a good chance that it's going to be fairly saturated. In fact, one of the things that I will do is I'll keep an eye out, and if any of those like farming content creators, you know, your student albatross or I'm trying to think. I don't watch too many farming streamers, to be fair. I mainly watch like auction house profession people more so. And but anytime I see them post a video, that's usually a sign to me that it's probably the right time to buy up whatever it is that they're recommending people farm, because prices are going to drop, and then everyone's going to get bored of that market or feel that there's not enough gold in it, and prices will pretty assuredly go back up again for them. So yeah. Hey, I don't know if he's the worst, but did you know he has a 0 to 10 million gold guide? I do find it funny that he always manages to sneak that in there. Hey, listen, I can't hate, right? If I had something I was selling, I would like to think I'd be less annoying, but maybe not. Maybe not. We'll see. I am working on a gold guide vaguely. Like, I have a Google Doc that I've started filling out with the gold guide, but I would probably either give it away for free or at most, like, maybe, I don't know, keep it as like something that I would you know, have for subscribers or something like that, for subs. That's probably the most I would do. I doubt I would actually sell something. Although I reserve the right to change my mind on that, because I don't know, maybe he's making like a bunch of money off of that, and maybe that's the move. And if so, I can't player hate like that. You know what I'm saying? But it is what it is. All right, so I need to figure out which of these quest lines actually give us Council of Dornogal rep. And so what I was saying was basically the reason that we want to get to 12 renown for Council of Dornogal is for these profession knowledge items, right? And so Council of Dornogal is the one I'm picking first because alchemy, blacksmithing, enchanting, and tailoring are 4 of the professions that I care the most about. The other factions do also give you knowledge point books. Assembly of the Deeps is what you're going to need to go into. And you'll also have to get them to 12 renown for mining, engineering, and inscription, which are professions that I mean, primarily engineering and inscription are professions that I do plan on you know, making gold with, but they're a little bit less of a focus. And then lastly, there is also Halafal Arathi, which will give you jewel crafting, herbalism, skinning, and leatherworking knowledge point books, right? Also insanely valuable, and also something that we do need to grind out more or less as quickly as possible. But of the 3, I'm just focusing on Council of Dornogal the most first. It's 12 renown for Council of Dornogal and for the Halafal Arathi, sorry, for the Assembly of the Deeps. For Halafal Arathi, yeah, it is 14 renown that you need in order to get your knowledge point books. But I think the reason for that is that supposedly Halafal Arathi is actually the easiest of the factions to farm up renown for, because of the fact that you have these farmer quests. I'm not sure actually, are these the farmer quests? But either way, you have all these quests that give you 200 renown each after you complete the lighting the lanterns or whatever. And so here's the plan. Basically, this character, this is my mage, right? She's level 74. We haven't really done any questing. We haven't really done any content. This is mainly just from farming up profession knowledge items and things of that nature. I've gone hard on enchanting on her. And yeah, so essentially my plan is that we're going to do all the side quests. We've already completed the campaign on my main, but assembly is easy too. All right, I'm going to come back to that in a second. But basically my plan is that we're going to do side quests on my mage, and the goals are twofold. One, we're going to try and grind out our Council of Dornogal rep. I think it should be possible to get them to 12 within this week. I think within this lockout, it is entirely doable. We may have to run a dungeon or something else as well. And we may hop back over to my main for that. And we need to also run some more bountiful delves. I'll be honest with you, if the choice is between picking professions or having better gear like 2 weeks from now, I'm going to pick the thing that benefits my professions more, because I don't really care all that much about gearing, to be fair. And so, yeah, I am going to burn my bountiful delve keys on my main. If you at all care about gearing, don't do that. Use an alt, right? Get an alt to level 80 and use up like an alt that you don't care about their gear as much, and use up the bountiful delve keys on that. The reason you want to do that is the bountiful delves will give you 1,000 rep. Basically, the chests will drop a token that'll give you 1,000 rep each, and for each of the factions. And basically, each time you loot the chest at the end of a bountiful delve, you will get 1,000 rep with one of the factions. It seems to be random. You can't really pick which one. It would have been nicer if it was like, if you do a delve in XYZ zone, then you get rep with that faction, but that doesn't seem to be how it works. I did a bountiful delve last night to test this out, and the bountiful delve was in Aj Kahet, but the rep I got was with the Ringing Deeps, I believe. It was pretty late last night, so I don't remember super well. Anyway, let's hearth on our main, and let's get back to questing over here. And what we're going to do is we're going to use this add-on called BTW Quests. We are also using a weak aura over here called Tama's War Within Helper, right? And basically this is filtered to only show us the reputation quest lines that we need to do, that we still have available to us. And basically what I'm going to check is if the final quest at this, because basically on our map here, do we have warband wide quests switched on? We gotta disable that. No, warband completed quests are disabled. All right, so the basic issue I have is on the map here, I can only see available quests, but they may be the first in a quest line, and BTW quest, which is this add-on here, will show us what the final quest is called, which I can then use to reference our Tama's help here, right? Boss of the Bosk is the final quest in this quest line, and so we know that we are going to get rep from that, and so it is worth doing this quest line. You can do it on your main, but what I was saying was that basically the bountiful delves, right, the keys are, you're limited on how many keys you get a week, but you're not limited on how many you can redeem. So as a result, at present, we're limited, until the start of season 1, we're basically limited to tier 3 delves. Now, tier 3 delves will give you better loot than tier 1 or tier 2, but they're not going to give you the highest level possible. And so what most min-maxers are doing is saving all of their bountiful delve keys until the start of the season, when they can then run, let's say, tier 10 delves or whatever else, and then use up those keys then to get better quality gear. It's up to you. It seems like it's the meta, so much so that a lot of people hadn't even we hadn't even figured out that you get the rep tokens from the bountiful delves because of how few people were actually using up their keys in the bountiful delves, which is kind of crazy to me, because I always assume that in this game the casuals are going to outnumber the min-maxers, or at least in the majority of things, right? But I think it's probably also maybe a bit of a self-fulfilling prophecy in that people who are min-maxing like that probably already know it, and so the casuals probably aren't, updating Wowhead comments or creating content about the stuff. And so everyone has sort of, like me, has heard that, oh, you're supposed to keep your bountiful delve keys until the start of season, and sort of just blindly follows that. But like I said, if I have to pick between getting rep this week and unlocking those knowledge point books, 2 weeks earlier, or having a slightly higher eye level on my main in a couple of weeks, I'm going to take the rep now. And yeah, but yeah, that's the whole reason for that. Oh, also, sorry, C-Tax, I forgot to mention. Wait, did you follow? I feel like you followed earlier, right? I don't know why none of my widgets seem to be working today. But thank you for the follow. If you did follow, I think you did. I think I remember seeing it while I was getting set up. I always forget to eat, which is why I die a lot. But having the Dark Moon buff up is actually giving me a fairly major incentive to not die, which is probably something that should be there to begin with in this whenever I'm playing this game. But I do not fear death nearly as much, and that's also because of the fact that I generally spend most of my time just in Dornogal or in whatever the current expansion's capital city is, farming the auction house for gold. Oh, thank you, C-Tax. I appreciate that, man. All right, so I am also having to learn how to play mage. I do kind of wish that I just I do kind of wish that I had chosen another monk to level up on, just because I know my rotation super well, and I know like what my oh shit buttons are when I'm about to die and stuff like that. But hey, it is what it is. I mean, I have a bunch of level 70s, so if I really wanted to, I could have focused on one of them instead. But the basic point is that when it comes to leveling alts, you basically don't want to do what I have sort of accidentally done, which is gradually level up a whole bunch of alts. I have maybe 5 characters that are at level 70, between level 72 and between level 71 and 74 is the highest level. Yeah, my main is a Windwalker monk. That's who we were on here. Yeah, absolutely love playing a monk, man. I realized after Remix, like I realized way too late into Remix, that beyond having one of each class, which I mean just the completionist in me wanted, I would have been better off just leveling a whole bunch of monks, because when I actually have to go out into the world and do content on those characters, now I'm like, I really don't want to do world quests on a shaman, because I don't know the rotation, I don't know the build, like it's one more thing for me to wrap my head around, which I'm not actually enjoying, you know what I mean? Oh, there we go, fellow monk, what's up? Let's go. Yeah, dude, monks are fun as heck. I've literally been playing a monk since Mists of Pandaria. Prior to that, I would mainly play either a warlock or a hunter. I think I did also have, when I played on EU servers, for whatever reason, I leveled up a Draenei Paladin. And so, yeah, I suppose Paladins do kind of have a little bit of a soft spot for me. I like Death Knights as well. I mean, basically melee classes, right? And things that are harder to kill. Because, like I said, hardcore was a nightmare for me. Like, hardcore mode of WoW. Because I constantly joke that I've been playing this game for 20 years. And in that time, I thought I may have gotten better, but it turns out I've really just figured out more creative ways to die with each expansion. Heck, on the beta, dude, I died to mining. Those easy throw mining nodes are no joke, right? They will take you out. That is not a laughing matter. I mean, you can laugh at me if you want, but it's not nice, because those nodes are scary. Oh, you know what? I actually don't need to even have the Dark Moon buff up for all of these side quests, like the starting quest for the side quest. I just need to make sure that I don't turn in the final quest that'll reward that will actually reward me with the rep without having this thing up. What the heck is this item? Oh, literally on the shelf. Yeah, to be fair, I got like my node was on top of a like the node that got me was on top of a little hill thing, and so I got blasted off of the hill, and so I technically died from fall damage, but I just thought it was hilarious that I managed to find a way to die literally from gathering. So it is what it is. It is what it is. My dreams of ever being like a rank 1 player in any World of Warcraft content died many years ago, right? I play this game for fun, and it's the same. It's my same approach to gold making as well, right? Like if I can find a more optimum way of making gold, that's fine and great. I probably already know all the ways that I could make myself more gold. The main thing is that I need to find ways that I actually enjoy doing, because that's when I make the most gold. Is when I'm actually enjoying the process. And hey, at the end of the day, like, That's why we're all playing this game to begin with. I mean, hopefully, right? Well, not necessarily hopefully. I suppose if you are like a progression raider, or you are trying to do something with it, I could see that being entertaining as well, right? I can see why you would have to min-max things there, right? You've got an entire guild counting on you. But I am not. I've raided with my guild exactly once, way back in, I think it was literally Burning Crusade, and I've told the story on stream before, but let's be honest, I barely have any viewers, so I doubt anyone who's watching the stream right now has heard it before. But basically, I used to play on an RP server, and I'm not entirely certain why. I think my thinking was that playing on an RP server, I would have less of an issue with getting ganked. It was an RP PvP server, so it was also tiny, because that's a very niche market there, right? And I think my thinking was that I would be able to sell crafted materials for more gold because of the fact that people would be buying outfits and things for their RP. And so that was my thinking. And anyway, so I joined a raiding guild, and these guys raided in character, which is kind of wild, right, when you think about it. And I, being like 12 or 13 or however old I was when because I remember the raid was Karazhan, but not OG Karazhan, like the renewed Karazhan. So I think that was that Wrath? That might have been Wrath. So it might have been anyway. I was like 12 or 13 or whatever, right? And the druid, our druid healer, went into tree form, and I did a slash emote, and no, it wasn't. Funnily enough, it wasn't even Goldshire, dude. I actually did put. Sorry, it wasn't even Moonguard. I was playing a horde character, or no, I was playing an alliance character. I was playing a night elf. I was playing a night elf hunter, but it wasn't on Moonguard. It was on, I want to say, the Venture Co. I think it was the Venture Co. I may be mistaken. And anyway, it was an RP PvP server. The druid went into tree form, and I pretended to pee on the tree, which I thought was a funny, harmless joke, but led to me literally I got told off during the raid. After that, they literally put me, like, they invited me on, like, I had to have a serious conversation with the GM in Ventrilo, like back in the day, where they told me I could no longer be a part of the guild because I didn't take the RP seriously enough. Which, I mean, I get it, but it just seems weird that a bunch of grown adults were like, and I was pretty upset, right? I was pretty upset because my guild that I had been in for like months and like had all of my like in-game friends in, like voted to kick me out of the guild, dude. And so I was really upset because I was like 12, and so being told off by adults at age 12 is you're already like, even if it's in a video game, right? You still don't have like the maturity to be like, oh, it's fine, right? Like, it's a World of Warcraft guild that clearly takes themselves very seriously, right? It's not the end of the world. There's a bunch of other guilds out there, but I was really upset, dude. And I still hold that against them. No, not really. I don't think I even have any of them on my friends list anymore. I don't even know what the name of the guild was. I remember I was in an Australian guild at one point. That was fun. That was actually kind of cute because it was it was called Aussie Bush Rangers, and there was basically the guild was like the guild leader, his wife and his stepdaughter were in the guild as well. And so it was really cute because they would all be on like, yeah, they'd all be online, and we'd like be doing content together and stuff like that, which I just thought was adorable. All right, so I think the move is to complete all these quests and just not turn in the last one, and then grab the Dark Moon buff and clear out all of them that way. I mean, this one we can probably do just because of the fact that we still have the Dark Moon buff up, unless we die to this stupid monster, to this stupid boss guy. You got kicked from the guild back when you were 12. I mean, yeah, fair enough. I probably was pretty annoying as well. because I think I had more high pitched of a voice than possible. The funny part is that like that was when I started my WoW. I technically started my WoW content creation journey when I was like 12, and I did this podcast called The Alliance, or like I had started a podcast called The Alliance, and I did like 3 or 4 episodes. I remember I had some of my friends on and stuff like that, and so my wife actually managed to, like, on the Wayback Machine or something like that, managed to find an old episode. Like, they had archived like 30 minutes of an episode, and so you just hear my squeaky little voice going like, hello everyone, welcome to the Alliance podcast. Today we're going to be covering how to I don't even remember what I was covering. I don't think it wasn't even gold making related, I don't think, but yeah, so I technically started my World of Warcraft content creation thing way back then. And then I remember I had a bunch of my teachers who, like, on one of my report cards, one of my teachers said that I was like too distracted in class because I was like obsessed with World of Warcraft. And so my parents didn't let me play World of Warcraft anymore, which meant I had to shut down the podcast. Oh, you gotta ban someone in chat. All right. And yeah, so because I was like 12 or 13 or whatever, right? I couldn't like pay for a WoW sub myself because I also lived in Switzerland at the time, and so it wasn't like really. I think the visa I had, like, I couldn't like get a job on. I could just like go to school, and so I didn't really have any other way to like make money. And also, I played on North American servers despite living in Europe, because of the fact that like all of my friends were playing on North American servers. And so that's why I still play on North American servers, because basically this is the account, like, this is all of my progress from vanilla onwards is only on North American servers. And so even though now I live in a time zone that would make way more sense to play European servers on, like, because then I could actually be online at peak hours, I still play on North American servers simply because of the fact that all of my progress is locked up here. All right, that's one thing checked off. Heart of a Hero. This quest is also one that's going to give us 500 rep. So we might as well pick up all of these, I think. I think all of these are probably going to be... C-Tax, have you farmed rep at all? Because I want to know if is it every single side quest gives you rep? I would assume it would be the case, because that's sort of the... that sort of should be the main incentive to do all the side quests, right? Is to get rep from them. But I know Blizzard can be kind of weird with things sometimes. All or nothing. My quest log is full. Jeez. Why do we have a limit on quest logs? Does anyone know? Oh, ad time. All right. Welcome back. Oh, sorry. Had some stuff on screen. I probably shouldn't be sharing on stream. Although I don't know if it's anything super relevant. Anyway, I was whining about the fact that they still have a limit on how many quests you can have in your log, which just seems really dumb to me. It's freaking 2024. Do we really need to have a limit on how many quests we can have in our quest log? And we are going to try and farm up these rares. I don't think the leveling rares give rep more than once. So I don't think it'll particularly give us any rep, but presumably it should give us a good bit of experience, is my understanding. And on the off chance that they do give rep, well and good. I mean, I know that Blizzard does the whole like, oh, clear out your quest log, right? Like if you come back to the game and you do the like upgrade thingy, it'll give you the option to clear out your quest log. The problem with playing on 2 accounts is that it also doesn't always show me the rep that I just got on the account that I'm playing on. It will quite often, for whatever reason, the character that got the rep doesn't have anything in their chat log, but the other account will show up the thing. Let's go ahead and log out of this account. Give my PC some breathing space here as well. Ooh, GPU utilization is super high. Why is that? Are we? Oh, we're missing frames. That's not good. That's not good. We never want to be missing frames. How's the stream looking, by the way, C-Tax? Have we had any like lag or any stream quality issues? Please let me know. I ran some of my usual checks before starting the stream, but I was so late from coming home from the gym today that I wasn't fully engaged, if I'm being honest. Wait, did we pick up that quest? No, we didn't. We still have to go back there and pick up frickin' quest. All or nothing. All right. Oh, apologies for the lag. It seems like my GPU's got a lot of utilization going. I'm not sure what it's being used up on. Oh, you know what? Oh, because I had 2 instances of WoW at full graphics, and my system does not like that. All right, let's take it down to 5, and that hopefully shouldn't make the game look too crappy, while also just give me some breathing room. No, I think the lag was on my end, actually. Sorry about that. I usually keep both of my clients at low quality, but I was actually doing some questing and some stuff on my main account. Not questing, rather. I was doing treasures and a bunch of stuff on my main account earlier today. And so I had jacked the settings up to max. Because when I'm playing off stream, I like to keep the settings at max. I mean, heck, I literally bought a 4070 to play WoW. At the very least, I should be running it at max settings. Well, I mean, I bought it to play WoW, but also to stream. And yeah. Pick up the jar. I wanted to check if Zygor has a reputation guide yet for the War Within. I love that it's literally just telling me to reach levels 7 renown. Thank you, Zygor. That's helpful, handy. Complete daily quests, weekly quests, and zone quests in Isle of Dorn. They do have a guide for like the entire Isle of Dorn, which I suppose I could stick to. But my worry is that I think it's going to take me through the campaign quest as well, which I don't want to do. I literally just want to do side quests on this character. Hey, what's up, Legendarism? How's it going? Welcome back to the stream, Mr. Streamer that is casual. You play WoW at lowest settings? Yeah, I mean, WoW, it's WoW, right? Like, even at max settings, it's not like it's... I mean, to be fair, I will give Blizzard their chops. The War Within is gorgeous. Playing the War Within on max settings is pretty nice. Like, it's pretty good looking considering it's literally a 20-year-old game that's just had some engine upgrades and things like that, right? I think it has kept pace pretty well. Mr. Streamer that is casual. I do play a decent bit off stream, I'm not gonna lie. Mainly because I don't know if my wife's watching the stream. I doubt she is because she never watches any of my content, which is fair enough, right? But but I may or may not be using content creation as an excuse to just play ridiculous amounts of this game since the War Within launched. Hey, I'm not gonna lie to you, right? I figured out a way to be able to play like 8 to 10 hours a day during launch week because of the fact that I had the excuse that I was doing it for content. All right. It's a little marriage hack for you. It's a little marriage hack for you guys to minimize the wife aggro. Yeah, definitely a good call. But yeah, I mean, I play a good bit off stream, but mainly like if I'm doing anything that I think is worth sharing with anyone, I have been recording a good bit as well. The main thing is just that I have been so busy playing the game that I haven't been spending nearly enough time editing, and so I need to get back into the rhythm of things with that, because I do like making YouTube videos as well. The only worry I have is that, like, because I know on the WoW economy subreddit and on a lot of other streamers' chats and just engaging with the community in general, I've seen that a lot of people feel like the second like a gold making source hits YouTube is when it tends to get saturated. And so I'm trying to be very intentional about putting out content that will work whether you watch the video now or like 3 weeks from now, right? Which yeah, requires quite a bit of thinking, but I have a couple of ideas, and so yeah, keep an eye out on the YouTube page if you're at all interested in gold making, because my goal is going to be to post at least one video this week. You're not ready to get married, but you'll keep, yeah, I mean, hey, you don't have to be married if you have a significant other in your life at all. Minimizing their aggro will get you a lot more gaming time. Dude, it was our 4-year wedding anniversary yesterday, and I still got away with like doing dinner. Like I spent some time with my wife. We had like a nice dinner together and stuff like that, and then I still got to play World of Warcraft until like 3 a.m. So yeah, it pays off to minimize the aggro. Oh, that's not good. I keep forgetting that like mages actually need to eat between pulls. Or hey, maybe I just suck at playing a mage, which is equally possible. Because like I said, I really only play my monk. And I also at the same point, I'm arrogant enough to like come up with my own talent spec. Mainly because of the fact that I'll follow like Zygor or something for like the base guide, but then I will just take anything that has movement speed or like makes blink better or anything that'll help me get around quicker. Because that's one of the things that maining a monk spoils you on, right? Like at any given point, I have 3 different spells on my monk that I can use to move that a little bit quicker. And so when I'm on my mage, I have greater invisibility will give me some speed, and then I have blink, right? But it still kills me that I can't move around quite as quickly because I'm very restless. I should probably also figure out my rotation. Not maining a druid for farming. Well, I have a couple of level 70 druids. I sort of kind of got stuck in a position where it only makes sense for me to level this character to 80 first because of the fact that this character is already level 75. And so it's the War Within is interesting in that it makes leveling alts a lot easier because of the fact that you can do the renown quests on them, and right, like you can do different content on each character if you really wanted to. The issue is that this achievement, the Warband Mentor system, which basically, if you're not familiar with it, gives you 5% additional experience for each character that you get to level 80 up to 5. So basically, my 6th level 80 that I'm leveling up will have a 25% experience boost, which is sick, right? That's dope. The problem is that like the way I leveled up all my characters in Dragonflight was I basically just, would do the weekly profession quests, and I would maybe do a couple of world quests here and there, and gradually just use up the rested experience on each of them to gradually, level up the whole army not one at a time, but all of them sort of gradually. The problem is in the War Within, it's not really efficient to do that because you want to get characters to level 80 first so that you get the experience buff on the others. Once you have 5 level 80s and you've maxed out that buff, then it could be efficient, right? Then you can sort of do whatever you want. But at least for the first 5 characters, you do need to kind of focus on one, get them leveled all the way, and then get around to doing anything else. And if I really wanted to min-max things, I would be playing with War Mode on right now. But it doesn't give me any rep bonuses, and I'm more concerned with farming the rep and keeping my Dark Moon buff up. And so being in War Mode, I do sometimes get ganked, which frustrates me, not because I care about dying, but because I'm like, dang it, now I need to use up another one of these Dark Moon top hats, which I'm never excited about. All right, what's it saying here? We should probably not use Shimmer and Blink. All right, let's see what Zygor's actually telling us to do here. Mass invisibility. Why would that help me with leveling? All right, what else is it telling me that I need to get rid of here? And apparently I need to go spontaneous combustion instead. Figuring out talent trees is always fun to do on stream. Especially when I'm just following a cookie cutter build like this. Dude, am I still in combat? What is... Oh, okay, I need to pick... Oh yeah, I forgot we leveled up. Oh, I have to wait for invisibility's cooldown to end. Screw it, let's just stick it somewhere else. Yeah, that's good enough for me. I mean, yeah, I technically should. I mean, I do have a druid that I would put I do have a druid with a bunch of like speed boosts, enchants and things like that I would use to farm old world content on. For gold, right? If I was trying to farm transmog or whatever else. But like I said, it's just not efficient to level him up first, just because of the fact that he's at level 70, whereas this chick's already at level 74. And so my hope is that I can just push her to level 25, to level 80 quicker, and then it'll make it that much easier to level up that druid. Is my plan of action. I guess we'll have to see whether or not it actually works out being that way. But yeah, I tend to not really farm too much. Like I tend to not like farming things as much as just generating profits for myself with my professions. That's how I've made the bulk of my gold, right? And there having an alt army is super cash money in the War Within. I'll be honest, I haven't leveraged my alt army nearly as much as I should have. Because I have something like 35 or 36 level 70s. Which, if I really wanted to make as much gold as humanly possible, I would have already stuck professions on all of them. Gosh, dang it. I would have already stuck professions on them and had them either turning out Duskweave Cloth or just using up their concentration, right? The funny part is I think I feel like everyone is talking about how tailoring and alchemy are going to be the best gold making sources for an alt army. And I don't know that I fully agree with that. I think they're going to be very good for making an alt army, and they're probably going to be the easiest because you just don't have to spend that much time figuring out the professions, because there's 1,000,001 guides on how to use on how to use tailoring and alchemy to with your alt army to make gold. But the problem is, like I said, everyone and their mother is doing that. And so as a result, margins are going to be a lot slimmer. And with the way the concentration system works, you can literally, you have a daily cooldown for literally every single profession, right? Because there's going to be something you can craft using crappy materials that you will then be able to use concentration on to guarantee at rank 3 or at rank 5 and sell for much cheaper than anyone who's mass producing them. And so it's amazing how well the concentration system actually works. If you think about it, it's definitely, I think, one of the best changes Blizzard has made to the profession system, which is saying a lot because I think they've done a lot right with professions in the past in Dragonflight. And so the fact that they've done even better in the War Within is really a good sign that they've figured out, you know, what things work and what things don't, and where they can optimize things further. All right, are these people down here? Because otherwise I'm going to this cave for no reason. Do we have a Discord? Yeah, I actually set up a Discord server because I know a bunch of people are telling me. Just type in ! Discord in chat and it should pop up the link for you there. Give me a second. If I don't die to this mob, if I don't die to these mobs, then I'll do it for you. Oh, there you go. All right, let's actually eat. Did that work? Because I know my chat bots have been a little weird, or are being a little strange today. Didn't work? Gosh, dang it. All right, let me pull up the link and share that there. I think Streamlabs is bugging out on me for some reason. Did that work? I tried manually sending it in. Oh, geez. I thought that I went to the BRB screen. Let's see. Sorry, gang. 1 second. Just trying to sort out why the Twitch bot is inactive. All right, I think I figured out what's gone wrong here. There we go. There we go. And I think the command should work now. Boom. There we go. All right. Thanks for letting me know. I didn't realize that we had as many technical issues with with the stream as we turn out to have. All right, let's head back to our live scene. All right, now I need to understand if these mobs are actually inside the cave, or if I'm just going down here for no reason whatsoever. And I was hoping that the little map would pop up. Oh shit, I can probably just use invisibility and like run right to the quest giver. All right. Okay, that was not good. That was not good. I may have overpulled. I thought invisibility was supposed to allow me to do that. I thought that was the whole point of invisibility. Not gonna lie. Let down. Let down. I thought mages were more powerful than they actually are. Okay, we may die here. We may die here. Can we make it out? Is this Ooh! Look at that, boys. We're getting better at this game. 20 years later, we're finally learning how to play this game. Hydration reminder. Remember to stay hydrated, folks. Water, protein shakes, whatever it takes. I feel like every time I say anything on stream though, there's a very good chance that this next pull is the one that I die on, because anytime I say anything on stream, I have the worst streamer luck in that anytime I say anytime I say that something's going well, it tends to, the exact opposite tends to happen. So, watch me die to like a critter on this next pull. The Discord link isn't working. Jeez. Alright, sorry about that. Give me 1 second. How do I invite people? Copy. I don't know why it's saying it's hidden. Oh, does it not stay? Does it not stay up? Oh, it expires in 7 days? Can I? Never. Yeah, there we go. No limit. There we go. Okay, now we have a proper link. I'm sorry, folks. I'm just not that. I'm just not that that good at using Discord. I'll be honest. I don't use Discord much. I mainly use it to lurk. Is basically the thing, and so I don't 100% know exactly how everything works. I created a Discord server because I know a bunch of people in chat were asking for one, and I think it's also handy for me to have a way to like today the stream was late, and so it was easier to just post there. Although I also posted on Twitter, and now I have Twitch stories, so yeah. Boom, there we go. What's up, Seek? Welcome back to the stream. How's it going, man? About to make an earthen? Nah, honestly, an earthen's not a super high priority for me. We are farming Council of Dornogal rep today. See, what I tell you? I told you I would die in some stupid way right after I said that I was going to die less, because that's just how this stream works. Welcome back, Seek. How's it going? What have you been farming up these days? Have you created an earthen yet? Like I said, to be honest, if the earthens had any sort of like profession bonus, I would have probably focused more on unlocking them. The bonus experience from exploration is pretty OP, because when we tested it out on beta, we more or less, I think we got most of a level on one of our characters simply by like exploring in the War Within. So like that appeals to me. I am tempted for that, but no, I don't plan on leveling another anytime soon. I do have one of those level 70 tokens that I got from upgrading my banker account to the War Within. But I'll probably end up, either I'll use that on, well, there's two ways that I go with it. Either I use it up on a cool Tehran, because they get they get bonuses to all of the professions, or more likely I may use them up either on another Draenei, or potentially one of the ones that has the blacksmithing, right? I think there's the two types. There's like two different alliance allied races that have a bonus to blacksmithing, which also seems dumb to me, right? If you're gonna give two different races a bonus to blacksmithing, how about make one horde and make one alliance, right? What is the point of making them both alliance allied races? Discarded botanist notes. Okay, we gotta fly out of here because I refuse to die to this trash again. I'll die to trash one time, but concerning Fungarians. Is that all right? Now we have to check. Now we have to check our BTW quests. Oh, the heck? BTW quest doesn't have this quest. Concerning Fungarians. Do you think it gives us rep? Guess we gotta check Wowhead. Busy with weeklies and dailies. Yeah, fair enough. There is just so much content to do and so many things to get done every week now. Dickdorf? Wait, what does Dickdorf mean? Am I missing something? Ooh! They're looks like they're going to update the Judgment Paladin set, which I am stoked for. The Forge a Bond quest was bugged. Oh, I don't know. I thought I did it on my main, but maybe not. The Eyes of the Weaver one, or is there another quest line that you're talking about? Oh, Dark Iron Dwarf, yeah. Yeah, they have the blacksmithing bonus, and then I want to say it's the like the Draenei, the Light Forged Draenei also have a blacksmithing bonus 5 skill to blacksmithing. I haven't unlocked either of those factions yet though, so. Oh, I think we did this quest on our main, because I vaguely remember doing this. So that we may not get much in the way of rewards from this. But hey, experience is experience, and ultimately, while my main goal is farming up as much rep as humanly possible, I'll take experience. I'll take experience if it's on the way anyway. All right, why does it keep taking me back to the freaking quest lines that are in Dornogal? I'm trying to do yeah, we're trying to farm up Council of Dornogal rep here. Do any of these give rep? Because then I'll pop my little Darkmoon hat. Otherwise, we'll just wait until we're at the stage of the quest that give rep. For T-dubs? Oh, the War Within. I mean, it makes sense if Blizzard would advertise for it. I guess it seems a little bit weird that they're advertising for it on WoW streamers itself, but maybe their thinking is like, oh, maybe people are checking out, you know, how the expansion is, so we might as well try and sell it to people who haven't bought it yet. All right, we got some fruits on deck. We got our protein shake. Let's get to questing. Also, is a mic picking up me chewing? And if so, is it annoying or are we good? War mode doesn't give you bonus experience on increases quest rewards. Dang it. Okay, maybe we will switch on war mode after all. If a quest is grayed out like this, that means I've already done it on my main, right? Yeah, your warband has previously completed this quest. We're just trying to focus on quests for a rep. Oh, thank you. Okay, so it's not bothering anyone. Happy to hear that. What do you think? It's 9:30 a.m. server time, and so my hope is that there's just not that many people in with war mode on, and that we can happily take the bonus 15% experience without it causing too much of an issue. Let's pop our little dark moon hat and then just try not to die. Almost flew in there, and it turns out we just need to turn the quest in right here. Hit rock bottom. All right. Well, I'm a mage, so I technically have slow fall, but if they want to give me a parachute, I'll take it. Find sender dag. Should probably eat again. I also need to fix my action bars. Let's do that now because it's not the Adrel show unless we do some interface stuff. Oh, thank you so much for the sub, C-Tax. You are literally my first sub ever. Thank you so much. It's showing a little first. Thank you so much. You are literally my first subscriber ever. Yay! I'm so excited. Is it showing the little first for you? Because in chat, it's showing a little first next to your name for me. All right, where can I actually put this extra action bar that isn't going to look like crap? Dang it. As much as I try and keep my interface as clean as possible, it ends up just becoming a mess, right? It's just does not go well. I have too many things on my screen, I feel like. But at the same point, if I don't have something on screen, it then annoys me that I don't have things in the proper, like I don't have everything on screen at a given time. Hold up, wait. Why is the sub goal not updating? Oh, thank you so much for the cheer. Yeah, you're the first to cheer as well. Thank you, dude. Heck yeah. This is literally my first stream since making affiliate, so all of the firsts are up for grabs right now. There we go. All of the firsts are up for grabs right now. But thank you so much. Buried, not forgotten. Is this questline gonna give us rep though? Yeah, I need to figure out more like custom emotes. Rescue 6. God damn it, quest log full again. I literally still have quests in my log from freaking the Waking Shores, like the intro quest from the Waking Shores. That's how little content I've done on this character. Like during Dragonflight. Boom. All right, we're making progress. Because this is what inevitably happens to me when I decide to do quest stuff like this. I was really good with the campaign, to be fair. With the campaign, I like just sat down and grinded it out. I mean, it still took me like almost 24 hours /play to get to level 8, like to complete the campaign and get to level 80. Because I still got distracted a whole bunch. But what will generally tends to happen is that like I'll start questing and then midway through I'll just get bored of questing and then I'll forget about doing quests again for a while. And I kind of hit that point right then, but I think we are going to keep going because the rewards of 10 knowledge points for every other tailor, enchanter, blacksmither, and what was the other profession that you get from there? Alchemist is too juicy to pass up on it. 6 hours, jeez. Did you run a lot of dungeons and stuff like that? Because I mean the dungeons were super broken, and I didn't quite take advantage of that as much as I should have. On my main, I kind of did, because I hit like level 70. I think I was level 76 or 77 by the end of the campaign, and so then I was going to continue questing because I was like, oh, I'll just do that for experience. But then I hopped into a single random dungeon and noticed that dungeon leveling with anyone below level 75 was basically like playing in Remix, in that a level 70 character could literally pull the entire dungeon and then just DPS them down at the boss, which is why they nerfed the crap out of them right after early access ended, which I also thought was kind of slimy on Blizzard's part, but hey, it is what it is. Yeah, dude, they were super OP. Because literally, I did a couple of quests, and I think I got like 5%, 10% of a level, whatever. And then I did one dungeon, and I got like a level and a half. And I literally, it was the same problem I had in Remix, where I was just struggling to keep up with the group while looting everything, because that level 70 was just blasting through the dungeon, and like each of the dungeon clears were happening in 3 or 4, in like literally 4 to 5 minutes, which is wild for a brand new expansion. I mean, it was crazy enough when that was happening in Remix, right? But still, it was time running. Like it sort of fit the vibe. The fact that that's how overtuned level 70s were, like how broken the scaling was, did feel kind of strange. Far be it from me to complain about it, because I had already completed the campaign, so having to grind levels through doing other stuff wasn't really something that I was super excited about, because I was like, I've already done the campaign. I feel like I'm still of the belief that like, if you complete the campaign alone should be enough to get you to level 80, right? But I think the reason that they didn't make that the case was because of the fact that all of your alts are going to get the experience buff. And so they figured that like, well, if you want to run the campaign multiple times, right, on your 3rd or 4th character, you like just doing the full campaign should be enough to get you to level 80. Which is why they didn't have it work that way before that. Yeah, level 70s are okay. I feel like they're not insanely OP now as they were. But I also haven't run any dungeons since then, so I'm not sure if they're still carrying entire dungeons. They were broken though. It was ridiculous how fast they were just smashing through entire dungeons. I did something different last night, by the way. I actually ran some heroic dungeons on my main because there was the satchel thing up, and I was like, I know how to tank as a brewmaster, and so I ran like 2 or 3 heroic dungeons, and it was low-key kind of fun. I usually don't do a lot of like group content at all. But I also figured that like the only time that I would probably run heroics is at like literally at the start of an expansion, because after that I'm just not gonna care anymore. And I was mainly doing it because I wanted to complete the weekly quest, but of course I used the random dungeon finder, like the random mode in the dungeon finder, which meant that the one dungeon that I needed for the weekly quest was just not showing, like it did not pop. I think I need Priory of the Scion or whatever. I should probably queue up for a dungeon on this chick as well, shouldn't I? We are DPS, but can I pick up the weekly dungeon quest from my traveler's log or the suggested content? Oh, I'm not doing either, to be honest with you. I'm not gonna raid or Mythic Plus. I don't actually play any. That's what I'm saying. I don't really do any end game content as such. Like the most I'll do is I'll sometimes hop in LFR. Generally maybe once per like every time that a new raid comes out, just to get the achievement and like try my luck at any of the mounts. And even that I wasn't planning on doing it, but Seek convinced me that I should run LFR on whichever my alts I could do it on, and as a result I got this lovely tint for the dragon riding mount. So that has definitely made me a lot more amenable to the idea of running LFR more regularly. But I was mainly running it just for bullions and for to unlock transmog during the Awaken season, and even then because of the fact that at that point LFR was kind of a joke. So boom, 550 rep. How close are we? Okay, I think this next quest turn-in should hopefully get us to the next level of renown. And then, yeah, I don't know if we're gonna knock out all of these on stream, but we might. Did that give us rep? Yeah, that was definitely a good call. Because on a couple of my characters, I did pick up like weapons or I did pick up weapons or trinkets or whatever else. And they've already been replaced, right? Antarek drops a mount. Which one is it? Is it another one of the flippin' spider mounts that like are pointless to me because of the fact that oh, lag spike. That's not good. The hell? Dude, if I get logged out and then I come back and my Dark Moon buff is gone again, I'm gonna be really pissed. Oh, there we go. That was weird. Oh, this is not good. This is not good. We are frozen. It unfreezes for like a second and starts to load things, and then it freezes again. Oh, okay, so it's a reskin of this, is what you were saying, right? Looks like we are back. Armadillo roller. Armadillo. All right, Questing. Focused. Ball of clay. Where's my ball of clay? Is it a quest item? The hell are all these log entries? Ball of clay. Am I dumb? I don't see a ball of clay. The hell? Oh, it's on the table. Jeez. Yeah, not gonna lie, I suck at questing. If you can't tell already. Unfirmed pot picked up. Fun, engaging stuff, I can tell. Boom. Renown 8. We've unlocked a Proscenium Actor. We got some Resonance Crystals, some Earth Encrusted gems. Really? Mythic rating is that easy these days? Questing difficulty is harder than the Mythic rating. Would be hilarious if that is actually true. To be fair, like I said, I haven't rated ever since I got kicked from that guild for peeing on the tree. So I don't fully know how difficult Mythic rating is, but that would be hilarious. That would objectively be hilarious. I mean, to be fair, that may have been the case during Remix, because I max geared a character, which I wasn't planning on doing, but then with the number of alts I had, I didn't end up needing any more bronze than I already had. So I was like, screw it, might as well stick max quality gear on one of my characters so I can run the Mythic raid. And dude, we had like 3 people with max quality gear and we were just face rolling the Mythic raid. I'd put it off, I put it off to like a week before Remix ended, because I was like, oh, it's Mythic raiding, like I'll probably have to actually care about mechanics or whatever. And dude, we face rolled it in like I think it literally took less time than some of my normal mode runs had taken when we had like low geared characters. And so I was kicking myself that I hadn't just done that sooner. But yeah, I mean, they've said so I'm excited because they've said that they're going to bring Remix back. And more interestingly, they didn't just say that they were going to be bringing Remix back as a concept. They said that they were literally going to bring back Mists of Pandaria Remix as well. Which is interesting to me, because I wonder if that means that they plan on having it as like a recurring event or something like that. I don't know, because I feel like because I know people have always asked for like, oh, time walking should be up all the time. The reason they don't do that is because if you did that, everyone would be doing like the player base would be too scattered. You'd never find groups for things, right? So I get why they made it like a limited time event, but with time running, I don't know. I feel like it's a great chance for people to level up alts, and for anyone who missed out on the transmogs and the mounts and the toys and the collectibles, right? I never like FOMO in this game just because it's not great, because just the nature of the game. Like, I know how many times I've quit, and I mean, my number one grievance with this game is that I don't have the freaking auction house mount, because I'd quit the game at that point. And when I find out it was going off of the vendor, I resubbed, but I didn't have enough time to farm up the 5 million gold or whatever it was to buy the mount. And ever since then, I've just been dealing with FOMO every time I see someone on their stupid dinosaur mount. Another 80. Oh, boom. How many 80s do you have now? How many 80s are you up to? Because I know you can, like, I know you can get the long boy mount off of the off of the black market auction house. But I mean, like, good luck with that. Good luck with that. Remove the Brutosaur? I mean, I don't think that they'll ever remove it. I know people have said that, like, oh, they should put it on the trading post, but I don't think that's a good, like, the trading post is great for just purely cosmetic stuff. I think the Brutosaur, if someone has spent 5 million gold on that mount, let alone if they were lucky enough to get it off of the black market auction house, right? It is a bit of a slap in the face for then everyone to just be able to get it because they have it, because literally they have an active WoW subscription, right? That's the only thing that you need. What's up, Goldson? Up late. How's it going, man? What time is it? What time is it in Australia right now? How, dude? Wednesdays must be a nightmare for you, or Tuesday evenings, Wednesdays. Because with I think you had I think on the last of your videos that I saw, you said that you had already set up most of your alt army, or am I misremembering that? Oh, 11 p.m. is not too bad. But to be fair, I'm the wrong person to ask, because ever since The War Within has come out, I've been sleeping at 5 a.m. because I'm a moron. They did screw people over with the TCG mount, I suppose. But I mean, honestly, is anyone upset about that? Like I think one of the, I mean, I paid a good bit for my Spectral Tiger, right? And I love it for that. I don't know if I'm trying to think how I would feel if they were like, well, the Spectral Tiger is like a Twitch drop mount, or is like the what do you call it, Prime Gaming or whatever reward. I suppose I wouldn't be super stoked about it. Honestly, I wouldn't care. Like I said, I'm gonna hold true to it. I may be on here crying and whining if they actually do it. It's a lot easier to say it when it's a hypothetical. No, but I think honestly, I would prefer that more people are able to get their hands on it. Like I think a fun way to do it is put the Brutosaur back and make it like 20 million gold or something, right? That is fine. Or do a recolor. Yeah, do those as like a recolor. Do a recolor of that and make it 20 million gold, right? That's the fairest thing that Blizzard can do, because of the fact that BFA sucked as an expansion. At least it was the only expansion that I did not play for any meaningful period of time. Like, I don't even think I got my character to max level during BFA before I quit the game. Like, that's how little I liked that expansion. And then I literally rejoined just because I wanted to buy the Bruto, and I didn't make enough gold in time before Shadowlands dropped. So I feel like they should do that. Like, that one they should put back. And like I said, I think the way they do it is they just make it way more expensive now, so that the people who already have theirs that they paid 5 million for feel like they got a good deal. You know what I mean? You'll notice I very conveniently said 20 million gold because I'm sitting at 30 million gold. Realistically, it should be like, fine, screw it, make it 10 million gold, right? Is that a number everyone's okay with? Like, keep it expensive. I mean, that was the whole thing. I mean, honestly, keeping up with inflation, I feel like 5 million gold during BFA was worth a lot more than gold is worth post Shadowlands. And that's also just because of the fact that yeah, I mean, Shadowlands with the legendaries, anyone who was making gold during Shadowlands made so much gold. All right, wait, I need to actually check chat, because I'm not used to having this many messages in chat. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. Welcome in, everybody. Welcome everyone who's just joining us on the stream as well. I see we have some people on Twitch, on YouTube. Drop a message in chat. Let me know what's up. They screwed 4 days a week. It's flat out patron orders. Oh, that does sound a little brutal, especially because the patron orders are fairly unforgiving. On stream on Friday, I think it was, right? We leveled up a Tailor and Enchanter at the same time on 2 different accounts, and one of them, no joke, had 10 patron orders, with like 150 artisans acuity and like 5 knowledge points or like 8 knowledge points, something like that. And the other character, who again, we leveled up both of them at the exact same time. We literally crafted the exact same item on both of them. I had them side by side on screen. And that character only had 2 patron work orders. So it is ridiculous how RNG heavy the patron orders are. But my hope is that they're going to smooth that out. I know they've said there's a catch-up mechanism in place. So yeah, I don't know, but I hope that's also working for the artisan's acuity, because it would suck otherwise. I feel like there's no point in having a catch-up system if it doesn't help you catch up all the way. If it's like a partial catch-up, it would be better than Dragonflight. Don't get me wrong, because Dragonflight, unless you were doing everything from week 1, by week 2 you could already be behind the curve and have no way of catching up until the end of the expansion. How am I getting rep? I basically, what I did was earlier I went around on my main with the Dark Moon buff up and we grabbed all of the treasures, like the one-time treasures that give you rep. I think there's just 1 or 2 left on my main at least that I need to grab, which is this pearlescent shell crab thing. That'll give me some rep. And then I've also done some of the rares as and when I found them. But mainly right now we're doing all of the side quests in Isle of Dornogal on one of my alts. Actually, the way I picked the alt to do it on was literally just the alt that had the highest level, which is this chick, my mage right here, who was already at level 74. So I was like, if I'm doing quests anyway, then I might as well get the experience from them as well. Lady so far. BFA and mecha thingy were pretty good. I quit. I wasn't playing for. I know I wasn't playing for the like horrific visions thing. I had like at the end of Dragonflight when I was like farming up mounts and things like that. I was planning on like unlocking that and doing the main quest line on my main, but then there was just so many things to do between the beta and remix and stuff like that that I never got around to it. So let's see. Probably if there's another lull period after the War Within, then I may do it then. The 5 million mount is on the BM. Yes, I mean it's on the black market auction house, but the main issue is that like it will always sell for gold cap, right? It will always sell for 10 million. The main problem there isn't having the gold for it. It's literally just finding it anywhere. And people are doing all sorts of crazy things to try and locate it, right? I think there are like services that you can pay them like 20 million gold and they will get you the mount, but I don't know how legit those are. And if I'm gonna pay someone 20 million gold for like and like cross my fingers that they're able to get me the mount, I'm hesitant about that, right? Because I also don't know if Blizzard would support that, and like if they did scam me, if Blizzard would give me back my gold. I'm assuming not, right? I'm guessing not. So yeah, I mean technically, like I said, technically it is on the black market auction house, but good luck finding it, right? And I think you can only bid on the black market auction house if you have a level 80 on that server anyway. So it's going to be a while until you can really do it on other servers. Which is, I think, how those people who sell the mount do it is like they have level 80s on every single server, and they basically put up an order. Yeah, I'm sitting at 30 million gold right now. Actually, I think we may have hit 31. Yeah, we overshot 31 million gold. Heck yeah. We're at, dang it. We lost our Dark Moon buff as well. God damn it. Hey, that's what I get for trying to show off my gold while being in combat, all right? But yeah, I'm sitting at 31.2 million gold. And that's also just because I've spent a bunch in the past week or two leveling enchanting like a madman. All right, I think we'll throw the Dark Moon buff back up once we actually have a quest to turn in that gives us rep. Really, Goldson, you're sitting at what, like 20 million? To be fair, a lot of the gold, like I would say when I really got rich, I mean, I say rich, but at the same point, like I bought my Blizzard does not like me talking about my gold. Blizzard, these mobs are not having it with me flexing my gold. No, when I got rich was mainly in Shadowlands, right? I say rich, but I did I bought the Spectral Tiger like years ago, like further back than I remember. I think literally like at the end of Cataclysm or something like that. But yeah, this whole missing gap here is Shadowlands. And I basically the MacBook that I used to play on died, and Apple wanted just way too much money to fix it, so I decided to just build my gaming PC instead, which is what allowed me to then start streaming. So overall W change, but I lost all of this Trade Skill Master data, which it is what it is, right? It doesn't help me at all at this stage. But yeah, I went from like 3 million gold, which was at the end of BFA, right? And this as well, like this jump was primarily because I was trying to farm up in a 5 million for the auction house mount. But I went from like 3 million gold to let's see, where were we at the end of Shadowlands? I think at the end of Shadowlands, I was at like 26 million gold. And then I think this was Dragonflight launch. I don't know. I don't remember dates, to be fair. Does anyone know? We can probably Google it. When did Dragonflight launch? November 28, 2022. Yeah, so hold up. Oh, never mind. Okay, I thought I got rich in Shadowlands. But it turns out I didn't. Cuz November 22nd was the day Dragonflight launched, and I only had 12 million gold going into Dragonflight. Okay. Okay, fair. That makes more sense. What the heck happened here? What was I selling? Dude, I think I sold a bunch of the tiered medallions. I do remember selling a metric. I'm gonna swear because screw it. A metric fuck ton of these, right? The tiered medallion settings. Until everyone figured out that the way to make gold on these, or the way to like guarantee these at a higher quality, was to do it on a Draenei. I remember like Mantheus like race changed his main to a Draenei just so that he could make gold off of this, which was not a bad idea. I made 6.9 million gold off of these, off of just the tier 3s. I'm sure a lot of people made a lot more gold, like even more gold than that. Uh-oh. Is the stream still up? I feel like we had a lag spike, but I'm not sure if it's sorted now. Yeah, so it looks like the bulk of this I made during Dragonflight. Okay, so I guess when I went from like 12 million, yeah, so I guess I made like 28 million gold during Dragonflight, which is wild. I myself feel like there's something wrong in the data here, but it may not be. I may just have made that much at Dragonflight launch. In the War Within so far. I mean, I entered the War Within with like 30 million gold. Well, my target was 30 million gold, and I entered the War Within with like 29.8 million gold or something like that. But that was also because I spent 1.2 on the gold mount. I spent 1.2 million gold on this stupid mount because of the fact that Blizzard's FOMO got to me. The hell? Yeah, this guy, the Golden Regal Scarab, because this was available on a vendor for 1.2 million gold, and they said that it was going to move to the black market auction house, and I was terrified that I would see someone else riding around on it and want it, so I spent 1.2 million gold on this, and then that same vendor had a bunch of had like a plate helm and like some weapons and things like that were, yeah, these weapons that were like 100,000 gold, 200,000 gold, something like that. So I spent like $1 million, and I spent almost 2 million gold at that vendor. And then I didn't really spend gold on much else. That was the other thing. Usually at the end of most expansions, I spend a bunch of gold on like buying the mythic mount and like potentially buying the glory mounts and stuff like that. But I didn't spend any gold at the end of this mount. I like before Dragonflight launched, I spent a bunch of gold on the slime cap mount, which is why it was kind of annoying that they just threw it on the vendor for bullions this time around. But yeah, this time around, I didn't spend on any of the like conquest, any of the PvP mounts or the PvE mounts or anything, other than like this was the biggest expense I've had in during Dragonflight or in the past couple of months / years. But yeah, so far in the War Within, I've probably made, I mean, like 1.5 million gold. But I honestly have not been as focused on gold making as I should be. I've spent a lot of time working on professions, but I'll be honest, I've mainly been doing that because I enjoy doing it. I haven't been like min-maxing things for gold. And I think part of it is probably also just the fact that I'm kind of comfortable with the amount of gold I have. I'm not gonna lie, right? Like they say, it's hard to get out of bed when you sleep on satin sheets. I don't know if that's kind of what's going on here. Either way, my main philosophy is like I think obviously the best time to make gold, or the craziest time to make gold, is at the start of the expansion, right? Like that's when you can do the craziest numbers and stuff like that, just because everything's gonna sell at a huge profit. And yeah, this time around I prioritize just enjoying the expansion, enjoying the launch, enjoying the new profession systems and stuff like that. I've spent way too much time in Dornogal just messing with craft sim, looking at different potential builds for each of my characters, which I really don't need to do. I need to pick something on each character, go balls to the walls with it, and move on to the next character, right? Because it isn't like, because of the fact that we have all these remixed alts, it means that you don't need to pick one thing. You can pick a whole bunch of them. Like in the time that I wasted comparing 2 different builds for jewel crafting, let's say, I could have probably put both of those jewel crafting builds on 2 different characters and gotten them leveled up and made gold with both of them. So I definitely need to get better at like staying focused when I'm doing profession stuff. Heck, I should technically be doing profession stuff right now, and instead I'm grinding rep. So it is what it is. But I mean, at the same point, I'm like, it's going to be a long expansion, right? The season hasn't started yet. The bulk of demand, and we die again. Dude, I'm going to have to add like a death counter on screen or something like that. Y'all thought I was joking when I said I suck at doing world content. Here you go. Let's see how many times we've died already. But that's also because I'm distracted by trying to talk while playing. Let me use that as the excuse. Play Frost. Yeah, I actually originally had this character as Frost, but I just wasn't having a good time. And if I'm paying attention, then fire is not too bad. The main issue I have is I'm just not paying attention as much as I should. I mean, so it's pretty good, is what you're saying in chat. I mean, it's not terrible, right? I've definitely made less at the start of an expansion, but 1.2 million gold is not really anything significant at all. Yeah. I mean, the main reason for that is just because I've been spending more than I've been earning. Like, in terms of actual sales, I've probably made a lot more than that, right? In the let's do the past week, right? I had sales worth 3.5 million gold, but I've just spent a bunch of gold on enchanting materials. I spent way too much time focusing on enchanting. Yeah, way more than I probably should have. But I was having fun with it, so it's gold well spent, right? Like I said, I haven't really spent gold on much else in quite a while. So the way I see it is like I don't mind spending a bunch of gold on profession stuff, because that's what I enjoy doing in the game, and so I think that's more important. All right, if in case you're wondering what the hell I'm doing, essentially for whatever reason, well, because of the fact that this character was primarily a banker, I had macros set up for Orgrimmar to like, so that I could just use the using the keyboard, send them around all over the place. But it's a pain in the ass because they're not parked at the auction house anymore. And now anytime I try and do world content, I have to keep manually swapping between the two spell bars, which is not efficient. So I'm just gonna quickly fix this. What other spells do I need on my... Oh, I need the Phoenix Flames as well, I guess. Are there any other like casted spells that I should have on here? Sounds like I need a goal. Yeah, probably. I mean, vaguely my next goal is 40 million, right? But at the same point, like I know that at certain points of Dragonflight, especially early on when I was like trying to do too much, I ended up burning out and quitting the game for a bit, and I know that that's going to be the least efficient way to make gold. Like that's by far the worst way to make gold is burning out. So that's why I'm kind of just taking my time with it. And also, I mean, it may be cap, like this may just be cope, and I may just be telling myself this to feel better about myself. But I think honestly, it's difficult to say what the best, what the gold making meta is going to be once the season starts. Because I think, died again. Jeez, this is bad even for me. I promise when I play off stream, I don't die this much. Mainly because I primarily play my monk, and so I'm a little bit better at the game. But I think, you know what, I'm also going to attribute it to the scaling and the fact that we are now level 75. So the OP days are over and mobs can really hurt us now. All right. And that's why I'm dying so much, not because I suck at this game. But no, what I was saying was I feel like until the season starts, it's difficult to really have any strong opinions about how things are going to work out. And so I'm kind of okay with just leveling up professions, you know, doing what I'm having fun with for now. And then we'll make more gold, right? There's always time to make more gold. It's going to be a long expansion. There'll be, if we don't make gold during launch, we'll make gold during the first patch. If we don't make gold during the first patch, we'll make it during the next patch. Like, it's a long expansion. There will be 1,000,001 ways to make gold, right? The concentration builds alone. Honestly, even if you didn't do anything other than just like stick a profession on a character and then use up your concentration every 3.5 days, you're still gonna make a healthy amount of gold, right? Yeah, crafting's definitely good. Well, I don't know if crafting's gonna be the best. I think probably you can maybe make more gold per hour with like boosting, or like, you know, if you're like in a raiding guild and selling raid runs and stuff like that. But crafting is definitely what I enjoy the most. And like going back to vanilla, I've wanted NPC work orders, and so the fact that they've finally added them to the game is something that I'm really excited about. I've actually been, that's part of the reason why I don't have as much gold as I should have, or like I haven't held on to as much profit as I should, because I've been doing literally every single crafting order up to patron crafting orders that cost me like 8 grand in mats, just because I have fun doing them. which sounds really dumb, right? Because there's no way that any patron crafting order, none of the rewards are going to be worth 8 grand, with the exception, I would argue, of the 30 artisans acuity. Because if you're not shuffling, if you're not doing the profession shuffle, then 8,000 gold for 30 artisans acuity is not that bad. If you're shuffling as well, honestly, I haven't seen the numbers from anyone. I know Manthea spent a stupid amount, like 5 million gold or something like that on just going through the shuffle once. And so I do wonder how much his like cost per artisan's acuity works out to, but it would probably be pretty high, right? Like I said, I don't think you could get that much more artisan's acuity. I mean, you'll have enough to like do all of your tools and stuff like that. But I mean, it remains to be seen whether or not that's going to be worth it for any meaningful period of time. Because I'll be honest, even on the things that I have done that were profitable, margins have already been dropping like crazy. And I think part of it is because of the fact that, especially with the reset, there's a lot more people who have a lot more knowledge points now. And so, dude, I cannot die again. Please. Please, Blizzard, please. At this point, I'm doing more corpse running than I am questing. Oh, for God's sake, I didn't even take out the quest mob. Jeez, do I have any other gear? I should probably swap that out. Are you guys leveling with your tier set? Is the 4P set bonus still worth leveling with? Focus, Grasshopper. Focus on gold making or focus on questing? Because Lord knows I'm kind of sucking at both of them. All right, I'm going to take a quick little break because I'm just getting a phone call. So let's take a quick little break. I don't think it'll be the full 5 minutes, but we'll take a little bit of a break and then come back and continue grinding out rep. All right, see you guys in a few. And we are back. And hopefully, we will actually be able to complete this quest without frickin' dying again. Alright, I think we're gonna do this slowly. I already forgot to throw Arcane Intellect up. Still ended up pulling like 3 mobs. 4. Never mind, 4. Alright. Dude. Is it gonna be this hard all the way to 80? I may have to go Frost. Dude, you may have a point. I may have to go Frost instead because this is not going well. Even by my standards. Even by my very low standards. Oh, good God. Focus on dying. Well, I'm certainly doing that. C-Tax. Certainly doing that. Low key, I'm wondering if I should just bring my main and have this chick following along for quest credit. Oh, is it really? All right, screw it. Let's move to Frost then. Or how's Arcane? I literally had no reason to pick Fire other than it felt more fun and bursty than Frosted. Oh, good God. Interface issues as always. All right. I suppose I don't particularly know the rotation especially well anyway, so moving to Frost is probably not going to make all that much of a difference. Boom. Frost is going to be better for questing, would you think? What PvP talent should I pick? I'm literally picking these so randomly. I'm mainly just looking for like passive things. I do like that. Snowdrift, Frostbomb, Ring of Fire. I'm very lazy in that if there's a passive option available, I will almost always pick that, simply because of the fact that it's one less button that I need to press or remember to press. All right. Now, gotta change my freaking loadout again. I should probably look up what the actual rotation is supposed to be. Oh, I think I have food somewhere. Mana buns. Why is it only increasing my movement speed by 32% though? In Fire, I was getting an 80% movement buff from greater invisibility. That may have literally been the reason why I went Fire, and I'm just forgetting that right now. Because I'm all about the movement speed buffs. Oh, accidentally unclicked that. All right. Let's see. We got to throw up Arcane Intellect, which I keep forgetting to do. And then I'm guessing my rotation is going to include Frostbolt. Probably throw up Frost Nova on here. Cone of Cold, probably worth having. Glacial Spike. Sure, why not? Why not? Cold Snap. Flurry. Oh, where's my Ice Lance? Freaking love. I love these. I love Ice Lance because it's just easy to tag mobs with. Comet Storm. All right. Anything else crucial that I'm missing? I don't think I have Icy Veins on my toolbar here. Alter Time. I'm guessing that does something. I have no idea what, but... Frost is probably best, yeah. Let's see. If I'm able to survive this pull, I'll believe that Frost is superior. I don't even know why I'm struggling so much with a single frickin' pull. All right, we got the trash down. Do I not have ice block? Ice barrier. Did I lose ice block? Or did I just not put it onto my toolbar because I'm a moron? Boom, okay. We survived the pull, which means that, as I said, I will give Frost its credit. I need to remember to eat before. Because that's the thing with playing a monk is like I literally never have food in my bags to begin with. Just because of the fact that I don't need it. I love that I'm chewing mana buns underwater. At least I thought I was. Now I am eating a mana bun underwater. RP. Oh, did someone already take out the quest mob? Yeah, that's the thing is like I don't know if it's because of the fact that monks are the best classes, which are the most fun class. Yeah, I completely agree with that, man. I don't know whether it's just because I don't know the other classes as well or I'm not as comfortable, but like if you ask me to do any content, I would much rather do it on my monk than anyone else, and I don't know if that's just because I've played a monk for so long that it's just like second nature to me. I'm not particularly great at playing a monk either, don't get me wrong here, right? Like it's not like I'm saying this and I'm like amazing at playing a monk. I'm probably not that much better at playing a monk than I am anything else. It's just it's more like it's more of a comfort. There's more of a comfort zone, right? Like I'm more familiar with what I'm doing and what buttons I need to press, which ultimately, since I'm doing this for most of the stuff that I'm doing in this game, the primary end goal is like being able to do professions better or to make more gold and or to get mounts, right? At which point, like, yeah, I think it was kind of a silly move on my part to have diversified diversified the classes of all my remix characters. Like I leveled a couple of monks, but I mainly just sort of put together a mix of a couple of everything, thinking that would be more engaging. But actually, Goldson, I think you did that, right? I think you did like all monks. I think Goldson did it, and I think a couple of other people did all their remix alts the exact same class. And honestly, that was probably a very smart move. Because the second you need to do anything other than just collecting transmog on those characters, you can just log over. Like, it's super easy to figure out what you need to be doing and how you need to do it. Ooh, upgrade. Heck yeah. Big day, big day. We're getting upgrades. We're getting... What are the odds that the Horde has actually gotten the chest this time around? Because the problem I have is every time I see the war supply chest pop up, I'm always like, oh, I should fly over because there's a chance that I get a PvP recipe from it, right? The problem is most of the time that I fly over, either Alliance has already grabbed it, or it despawns right as I fly up to it. I don't know why. I don't know why I have such terrible luck, but that seems to be what happens every single time. All right, we're only at Renown 8 still. Although I guess we do have like a dozen quest lines left here, according to Tama's WoW helper add-on. Because I'm fairly certain I filtered this on just Council of Dornogal quests. The problem is I'm not really clear on where the other quests are. I see 2 on the map here. Is there anything in Freywold Village left? How the hell do I unlock the other, like, I see 3 quests, well, I guess 4 if we count. Oh, I guess there's 3 more here. He wasn't going after weapon mods. Yeah, fair enough. Yeah. To be fair, I don't know. I don't know how many people went as hard as you did, Zeke. I think you've gotten us all beat in terms of farming up the weapon mogs. You managed to get every single one too, right? Like, it paid off for you in the end, right? All right. I strongly feel like I've completed this quest on my main already, but it's not showing it as being a warband completed quest, so... And it doesn't require combat, so I'm doing this. Yeah, dude, the number of kills you had was ridiculous. God bless you for having enough patience to do all of that. Do you actually use the transmogs, though? Like, do you spend a lot of time actually assigning transmogs, or is it just more of a collecting thing for you? Okay, now this one I think we have completed on our main because that's why it's not giving us any rep. But it looks like we unlocked some more. We unlocked another quest here somewhere. Oh, this is the speed buff, right? This is the speed buff we get for the event. Well, that's fine and dandy. What's really weird to me is that where is it, gearing up for trouble, right? This one, you can pick this up at level before level 80, right? But you can't. But the Awakening the Machine event doesn't scale down. So when I went and tried to actually do the event, I just got ruffle stomped because all of the mobs were level 80. At which point, it's kind of like, why did they allow me to pick up the quest in the first place then? They should have just made it so that I could only... I couldn't even pick this as an option. Does this one give rep? I suppose we should test out if we can solo rares in Frost anyway. I'm not gonna lie, I am low-key kind of button mashing. Did that give us rep? Doesn't look like it. Gave us resonance crystals. Is there anything worth spending resonance crystals on? At this stage? Like, I think there's some transmog, but are there any mounts or anything? Okay, we already completed this on our warband before I depart. The weight of duty. Oh, we do need to do this for rep. We need to complete this quest line. Let's see here. Gems are forever. Oh, I think this we do need to do on our main because of the fact that I think one of the rewards is a jewel crafting recipe. I also completely missed that that one of the jewel crafting recipes comes from a quest. So I need to do that on my main because my main has jewel crafting. And that's a free knowledge point and five whole artisans acuity, folks. Moss wool flower. Well, I just did that. I did that treasure on my main, and so kind of pointless to do it on alts, other than for like getting all three of the pets, right? I'm still trying to figure out if it's a safe assumption that every single side quest will, like every single side quest chain will give me rep. Because I watched some videos about, I'm not gonna lie, I watched some videos before the stream about grinding Council of Dornogal rep, right? Because I wanted to be prepared, right? And I think they said that basically all of the quest chains except for one, which may be bugged. The problem is I don't know which one that was. Crossroads Plaza. I mean, since we're in Dornogal, we may as well go around and pick up all the different quests that we have available to us here. Does the dungeon quest that gives you like 1,000 rep with whichever faction you pick, is that a level 80 only quest? Do I have to do that on my main? Or can I kind of just do it wherever I want? Like on whatever character I want and get the reward ones? The chains all do, okay. Yeah, I'm literally just trying to get to 12 renown, and then I will forget about renown until either the next patch or like when we actually need more renown for something else, right? Because I don't think there's any other like profession related rewards. Oh, so do I already have the dungeon quest? Where are we here? Harbinger, Time Rifts. Why do I have? So many dumb quests in my quest logs that I cannot be bothered to clear out right now. Where on earth is my dungeon quest then? Because I can't pick it up off of the NPC there. But yeah, okay, so it's every character, but I'm saying, do they need to be level 80? Does the quest only show up for level 80s, or can you be whatever level? All right, I need to pick up this House Scandalous quest. I don't know why I'm struggling so much to find quest givers. We have our Dark Moon buff up, so we might as well get to completing these. Right, so the other characters get what, like resonance crystals? Because I think the only reward that I really care about that you get on alts is Kej, and that's just because of the fact that you can buy the profession knowledge books with it, and some of the recipes require it. But all of the other currencies I could take or lose, right? I'm not too concerned about the resonance crystals or about flipping the radiant. What do they call these? The radiant remnants. I mean, they'll be handy to have once we ding 80 and we're doing the Lamplighters quest. Although I did it on this tune. I did do the Lamplights thing, despite the fact that we're not level 80, which may mean that we lost out on a cache for the week. Although I think the caches still give you level 80 gear anyway, right? Spell threads? So I mean, I'll be honest, this tune is spec'd into spell threads. I have three characters with tailoring, and two of them have gone with the spell thread, with like a spell thread build, but mainly just for concentration. Because I'll do the cooldowns, and then I'm sort of just figuring out a way to use up the Duskweed bolts without selling them straight up. All right, C-Tax, just leave us hanging like that. I'm not sure if... I'm not sure if what? I'm dying of curiosity. Switching to spell threads? Well, from what? Oh. Okay. I thought you were about to say something groundbreaking, and I was like, yeah. So I mean, look, I've made a decent bit of gold off of spell threads. I would say second to enchanting. After enchanting profession equipment and like blue crafted / crafted PvP gear, spell threads is on the list of things that I've been making gold with so far. And yeah, it's mainly just using up the concentration on them. In fact, I think I'm about to cap out on concentration on this tune, just because I was thinking that I'll gather the rest of my weekly knowledge points here on this tune, and then I'll get into and then I'll use up the concentration. But I'll be honest, I've been terrible about, as much as I've said on stream and as much as I keep saying to everyone who will listen that you do not want any of your characters to be at 1,000 concentration at any given point, because that's literally just wasting gold. I have been terrible about monitoring all of my alts and being on top of the concentration game. A lot of times because I'm doing things like waiting around for it to because of the fact that yesterday I didn't use up concentration on I don't think any of my characters yesterday, simply because of the fact that I was like, oh well, it's the new reset. If once I grind out the knowledge points, I'll be able to make even better margins on the concentration, which is dumb, right? Don't do that. Use up the concentration now, and then you can always you'll make back the concentration probably by the time you get around to doing everything else. But yeah, I mean it is what it is. So your current build for your alts is rank 3 bolts? Is that what you're saying? The prices for the rank 3 spell threads have definitely dropped. If you give me a second, let me just, once I'm out of combat here, I'll look it up for you in a second here. Yeah, I mean, there's definitely less gold in spell threads now than there was like 2 or 3 days ago. But I generally prefer to, I mean, similar to what K-Check was saying as well. Like, that's also my approach generally, is I prefer selling finished products. Because anytime I'm selling a Duskweave Bolt, I'm like, well, someone's taking that Duskweave Bolt and making more gold off of it, right? So I'm generally not a fan of selling materials. Also because of the fact that I find the margins to be very low, and I find that a little bit stressful at times, because you're working on a 5 or 10% margin, which means if some joker comes in and really screws up some market for you, you're kind of screwed, especially if you put knowledge points into it. Whereas with something like spell threads, I mean, you'll just hold on to your inventory for another day or two or whatever, and you'll be able to move it without having too much gold tied up in it, right? So spell threads, the rank 3. Let's move this back to Trade Skill Master, just because I haven't done an auctionator scan in a while, like in a couple of hours at least. Yeah, it looks like they're down. The rank 3 spell threads are down to like 10k, which with where are we here? With the rank 2 mats, I mean, yeah, the profits are kind of crap on these. Well, they can't be mass crafted yet, I'm guessing, right? If we had all of our knowledge points, and we had what is it, 10 plus, if we had our 22 additional skill from our tools, I mean, then we're looking at oh wait, 1 second, we're still 28 skill short. Oh yeah, because I'll have another 30. I mean, you would also need to have so it's a total of 92 skill that we're missing. I mean, you can theoretically. Well, let's see, because the ones that we don't need here, right? The things that we don't care about. Ingenuity doesn't matter for a damn thing. Presumably, we can take off resourcefulness as well, right? Because those will make the deal sweeter, but they're not going to guarantee profitability. So you would need a total of 120 knowledge points. I would be surprised if no one has 120 knowledge points yet. Although maybe I think the highest amount of knowledge points I have on any character is my leatherworker, who has 90. But that's also because of the fact that leatherworkers have so many first craft bonuses from mail and plate and leather. Oh, I see what you mean, crafting them right from the start. Well, I mean, you will never be able to like mass craft them on one character alone, simply because of the fact that you have the cooldown, right? Like, so you'll never be able to craft as many as you want without buying some of the mats. Are the rank 3 bolts selling well? I would assume, again, with the rank 3 bolts as well, I'm guessing the bulk of your demand will come once the season starts. Because I'm guessing most people right now are, like, most min-maxers are saving up their sparks, and probably most raiders as well, to see what they get in their first couple of, like, what they get to drop for them in week 1. And then probably by week 2 is when they'll decide what to actually start spending sparks on. But again, I always wonder, you know what I mean? Because that is the thing, but I don't think min-maxer, like the people who are min-maxing to that degree, I do wonder if they're my target audience anyway. Because I'm guessing if they're doing all of that, then they probably either already have a guildmate or they're doing the profession stuff as well themselves. Because the profession stuff isn't that complicated. I mean, Gingy on stream, I was watching Gingy's stream, I think it was yesterday or the day before. He was doing all of his profession stuff as well. And people were asking him like, oh, why are you doing profession stuff? Like, someone else can do it for you. And he was like, no, I prefer to just do it myself. And he was like, it barely takes any time, right? I'm doing everything else anyway. And so I do wonder, like, if you're going to min-max anyway, then you probably would just use up your own concentration, especially since, I mean, we all, like, you can get to a fairly level playing field pretty easily with concentration, right? During Dragonflight, it would have been less of an efficient use of time because of the fact that, I mean, you were limited to how much artisan's acuity you could pump into a given recipe if you couldn't craft it at the highest quality. But I mean, in the War Within, it's super trivial to do that. Yeah, but my point is that I think also the fact, like, I think a lot of one thing that a lot of people aren't, that I haven't really seen anyone talk about, is the fact that also markets are complete crap. Like, markets are kind of shitty right now because of the fact that everyone and their mother is doing profession stuff, right? Everyone and their mother doesn't have a raid day, doesn't have Mythic Plus, doesn't have raided battlegrounds or like their PvP content or anything. And so there's not really that many things that you can progress on. You can run heroics, but how many heroics are you going to run, right? And I mean, I would assume pretty quickly you'll be able to get most of the pieces that you want from heroics anyway. And so I'm guessing there's a lot more people doing profession stuff right now than there would be at the end, like that there will be, then there will be when the season actually starts. I think we're going to see a huge outflow of competition from the market. At least that's what I'm hoping for. Now, it could also be the case that because of the fact that everyone and their mother, like I keep saying, has already set up their professions, they'll continue to just, you know, think about professions every 3 days when their concentration is up. There's a good chance that that's the thing, because you can get pretty far by, like, I mean, having these first 3 weeks to set up all of your professions may be all that you need to do until the, not quite the end of the expansion, but at least until the first major content patch. I mean, I have characters that I'm technically done on, right? Like, at this point, I'm doing, I mean, this tune. Technically, with my enchanting build, right, I went into Terrific Tools, I did Earthen Enchantments, and Everlasting Enchantments. Technically, that is all I need to do on this character. Technically. I mean, I'm making it into a more high effort character, so I'm going to try and fill out resourcefulness, and I do also kind of want to have one alt for each of the trees, right? And so that's why I'm trying to fill out the breastplate enchants. Weapon enchants, I am staying well clear of. I feel like they're I was talking about this on stream the other day as well, but I feel like I call these items like prestige crafts, where everyone like thinks, everyone knows that weapon enchants are very expensive because most people, even if they don't engage with the economy that much, will probably have to buy a weapon enchant at some point, right? They may not buy gear because they just run their content and they get stuff from it there. But weapon enchants is the one thing that almost everyone and their mother will try and source. I gotta stop using that phrase so much. There must be something else I can say. But anyways, weapon enchants is something that that most people who, even casuals, will probably buy a weapon enchant at some point and be horrified by how expensive they are. As a result, everyone thinks that like, oh, I'm going to craft weapon enchants and make a whole bunch of gold doing that. And as a result, there's so much more competition for weapon enchants that for me, I just don't think it's going to be worth it. Because I also know that there's someone else out there who's shuffled and has all three of their profession tools, right? Their blue profession tools. They've unlocked all the knowledge books, and so they are going to have better margins than me in general. And for something like weapon enchants, they're going to try and corner the market. Versus something like, I don't know, tool enchants or breastplate enchants. Heck, bracer enchants. What do you call it? Cloak enchants. Those are going to be less competitive just because they're not as sexy. And so your average crafter who is just going to do a concentration build or something isn't going to, like, no one's like, dude, I know how I'm going to make 1,000,000 gold. I'm going to set up a bracer enchant character. I mean, there's going to be some people out there like me who have had the same thought, but the bulk of people are going to be like, I know what I'm going to do. I'm going to have an alt that just uses concentration to craft weapon enchants. And as a result, you'll have a lot more competition and prices will be lower. But at least, I mean, that's the way I think about it. Now, that may or may not be wrong. At this stage of the expansion, I think anyone who's saying that they know how these markets are going to go is probably, I mean, yeah, dubious at best. It's a dubious claim at best is what I'll say. Oh, for sure, dude. C-Tax, I completely agree with you. I absolutely love that they've made professions have difficult choices. That is the funnest part of this whole profession system, is that you actually have to make very meaningful choices, and not just one, a whole bunch of them, right? You need to figure out your knowledge points. How are you going to spend your knowledge points? What tree are you going to go into? You have the individual trade-offs of like, okay, do I benefit more from having more ingenuity, or should I take my shot at with resourcefulness, and I'm probably going to only add another 100 gold profit to each craft, but is that going to be worth it in the long haul? Right? Similarly, you got to figure out with your artisan's acuity. Do I spend it on getting my profession equipment, or do I spend it on the knowledge books, or am I better off using it for recipes that less of the population will have? And I think that's what makes it so compelling, and that's why I've been playing freaking stupid amounts of time, like putting stupid amounts of time into this game, just messing with craft sim, figuring out what builds I want to do, and sort of theory crafting and stuff like that. Oh yeah, for sure. Look, I think everyone's gonna make gold at the start of season 1. Although I don't know, because I've low-key been tempted to say, no, I'm not gonna sell my rank 3 spell threads right now, even though it's a 3,000 or 4,000 gold profit. I am tempted to be like, no, stick them in a bank, forget about them, right? Forget about them, and then once season 1 starts is when you need to list all those, and you will probably sell them for 20 to 30,000 gold as opposed to the 10,000 gold they're selling for right now. Because here's the thing, right? People are willing to spend 20 or 30,000 gold on a leg enchant. What they're not willing to do is spend that much for an item that they know is going to get replaced in 2 weeks, right? Waiting for your girlfriend to choose what we eat for dinner. Yeah, fair enough. Fair enough. I feel like that's where you just have to you have to like do the man thing and just be like, all right, we're eating this. And trust me, you'll always find out, because she will never want to eat whatever you suggested, and instead she will very quickly form an opinion. The best way to get your significant other to figure out what they want to eat is by suggesting something to them, and they will instantly come up with something else that they want to eat instead. Relist for 40k. Yeah, honestly, I mean, I wouldn't be surprised. My only concern is that I wonder how many other people are doing that as well, right? How many other people have been just stockpiling this? I think probably most people who are taking a longer term view of the markets are probably doing the smart thing and holding on to them, right? And I think that's what I should probably start doing as well. Because I've sold 3 of these. I don't know. I don't think I have any more in my inventory anywhere. At like 17,000 gold, and at that point it was like a 15,000 gold profit. So there I was kind of okay with that. But if I'm crafting these if I'm using up concentration for 18 gold per concentration is not worth it in my book. Just looking at the craft sim numbers on screen right now. Are a different breed. All right, I'm gonna take a quick little break, and then we'll come back and get back to questing. All right, see you guys in a few. All right, and we are back. Unfortunately, the changes to the sub goal. I wanted to update my sub goal since CTax was nice enough to be my first subscriber. Thank you again. So we've got that updated, and you know what? We're gonna make it a little bit more interesting. If this works. There we go. There we go. All right, we got a sub goal. Who do I think is gonna win the world first? Honestly, it's hard to bet against Liquid, right? Like I've been very casually following the race to world first the past couple of times it's been around, just because it's the only like WoW thing that I can get into. And so it's fun. It is fun as heck to watch, right? But Liquid, I feel like Liquid's just been dominating. So yeah, if I had to put money on it, I would probably go Liquid. All right, let's get back to actually questing, because that was supposed to be the point of the stream. How many? 120. 120 knowledge points seems like you're able to guarantee rank 3s. Well, I think 120 plus 100 tailoring skill, plus your profession equipment. So like 140 skill, like Mantheus calls it, or as Mantheus calls it, I guess. 120 seems like a lot, but I wouldn't be completely surprised to learn that people already have that many knowledge points, just because it's a video game, right? Like if there's any, if it's who I forget who was saying it, but if there's a way that it can be done, that someone will have figured it out, right? But again, I think part of what's happening right now is everyone and their mother is crafting items with concentration, and there's just not that much demand for it. No one wants to put 20,000 gold down for, like, there's very few people who are going to spend 20,000 gold for a spell thread that they know they're going to like, for a spell thread for a piece that they know they're going to replace in like a week and a half, right? And so I think that's sort of what's going on, is a lot of these people are posting up items that they've crafted with concentration at max quality, but there just really isn't that much demand, right? I mean, there's always going to be crazy people who were like, I mean, people who were selling the like rank 3 speed enchant for like 350,000 gold on like day one, right? And no one on very few people on day one had any equipment that they could count on keeping for more than like a day or two. Right? I mean, maybe you power leveled to 80 and you got yourself, you got your adventurer piece and you had enough light stones to upgrade it. And so therefore you thought it was worth it to throw a rank 3 enchant on that for speed. Like there's a non-zero number of players who are like that, but it's definitely not the majority, right? Like I was saying earlier on stream, I really like having plus speed on my gear. And I could forget the fact that I can craft them for myself, and so I could even get them cheaper. But I could more than afford to throw plus speed enchants on everything. I'm still not going to throw plus speed enchants on any of the gear that we're getting now. Maybe there's a very small chance that I buy rank 3 enchants. I'm trying to think if there was ever a time in Dragonflight that I bought rank 3 enchants, or rather crafted them for myself even. Krill is playing. Yes, I'll be honest, I don't know the players super well. I know Maximum just because of the fact that I watch some of his content because he has some pretty interesting interviews, and it's always interesting, like, hearing from someone who's like the best in the world at what they do, right? One sec. The stream's doing fine, right? It's glitching out on my iPad. I'm not sure if that's my iPad that's messing up or OBS. Anyway, 120 knowledge point doesn't seem like much. The limiting factor is obtaining rank 3 bolts, and they're both locked behind the cooldown. I mean, yeah, but like I'm saying, you would just buy the rank 3 bolts. I'll be honest, the sub recipe optimization just fries my PC for certain professions. Actually, on my main account, I think it's because I have so many different crafting characters, and that isn't that I have literally like 3 or 4. I have like 4 characters that have professions on that account. But sub recipe optimization does hit my performance like a truck. But even then, even if by and large I'm not using it, I'm mainly focused on the finished goods itself. Like even for these spell threads, the rank 3 spell threads that I crafted and sold wasn't with Duskweave bolts that I crafted myself. I mean, I used the Duskweave bolts that I had crafted myself, but I just bought the rest of them off the auction house. But 1 second, let's see here. 30 points into Dawn Until Dusk, 30 points into Duskweave tailoring, 30 points into quality fabric, and let's say you don't take the multi-craft yet, right? You will have each of these unlocked. So we can account for that. And yeah, so this is the build that you need to guarantee rank 3 crafts. And look, just buying all of your Duskweave bolts and your gleaming shards and your spools of dusk thread. I mean, you're making a 32% profit margin, which is not bad at all, especially given the fact that, like I'm saying, I don't think there's a lot of demand right now. I think prices for these are going to improve a lot. Well, they're limited in the overall market, but I mean, I see what you're saying, but I don't theoretically, because of the fact that it's all region wide, I don't see us I don't see the theory playing out unless you're literally churning out 200 of these a day. Then you may see some down, then you may have some struggles getting your Duskweave bolts cheap enough. But it's not really going to be a factor, right? You have millions of people playing this game, of which at least like 100,000, let's say, in North America probably are crafting these bolts. I don't know. It's a very I would be interested to see the numbers for those things, just because it's always hard to figure out exactly how many people are playing this game until we get a leak or something like that. And even then, it's very, very vague, right? Oh, the best Windwalker monk? Like I said, I kind of suck at my class. PvE and PvP tournaments for Liquid. Fair enough. I may have to check them out, because Lord knows I've been trying to... every couple of months, I'm like, you know what? I should learn how to be better at playing my class and doing the things that I need to do. But I always end up getting bored after a little while, right? Like for me, optimization is primarily like if I'm really feeling like optimizing things, I will maybe open up Ask Mr. Robot and like go through all of my gear, and that would literally just be for my main. I don't tend to do it for like any other characters, more or less. Either way, you're switching. Yeah, I mean, look, it's not a bad call. I think the higher up the food chain that you can be when it comes to gold making, the better, right? I think that's usually going to be the case. Did we get credit for completing this, or is the event already over? It may just be over. But yeah, switching over to a spell thread. Wait, what? It's 8:10. It's 8:10. It's 8:10 p.m. for me, which means that the event started 10 minutes ago. Dude, this is buggy as all heck. This also maybe the only time that I've not seen the bar get maxed out. In any case, let's get back to our questing while we still have 20 minutes left on our buff. Yeah, I think the higher up the food chain you can be for any crafted item, the better, right? It's why, like, most of the gold that I made in Dragonflight wasn't really through materials or through... I'm trying to think, actually. Dragonflight was, from a gold making perspective, such a long expansion for me that at different phases I sort of dabbled in a little bit of everything other than gathering. Gathering I refuse to do. But I dabbled in a little bit of everything. And yeah, but in the last couple of months, the main thing that I was making a boatload of gold on was just the crafted PvP gear. And I like those items for two reasons. One, it's a finished good, right? There's not, I mean, people may buy enchants and gems and things to put on top of that gear. But I never did gem, actually I never did gem crafting. Yeah, Shadowlands was GOAT tier for gold making. But that was also because of the fact that very few people could actually 2 pulls in and we're dead. And we lost our freaking Dark Moon buff. Gosh dang it. But yeah, I mean, Shadowlands was amazing for gold making in that you could make the most gold possible. Simply if you were on the legendary train, right? Like I don't know what, like Shadowlands is when I started watching Mantheus's content, and I know he made just an absolute killing on the legendaries. But it required a lot of investment, and it was expensive as all heck. I think I was down a couple million at the like when I first started trying to get into legendaries, and that too was because of the fact that I wasn't like I didn't play. I quit for a long while in between the start of Shadowlands and when I came back to start playing for Dragonflight. And so it wasn't even the right time to invest, and I still made a decent chunk of cash, but it was very, very it still was very, very top heavy, in that there were a few people on each server who were making just millions of gold, and it was very difficult unless you spent a lot of time focusing on professions to make gold as a casual player, other than if you were doing something like boosting, which is what I see you're saying was what you were doing. Well, so I'm to be honest, I think then delves may work well for you as well this expansion, because Lord knows, I mean, I'm trying to think of like any rewards that I would personally be interested in from like the higher ranked delves, but I'm sure there's a bunch of people out there who would happily pay you for higher rank delve runs, and you don't even need a full group for that. You could literally sell those solo, right? If you can solo a rank like a tier 10 delve, I'm sure there'll be someone who will pay you for that. Heck, depending on how well geared you are, you may be able to do even a higher tier than that. 10 is a completely arbitrary number that I pulled out of my butt, but I'm sure I would be very surprised if there isn't a market for delve clears that's just as good, if not better than Torghast was. Boom, 76. Ding. Ding. All right, what else do we need to do here? Yeah, dude, the fact that I could clear tier 3 delves goes to show you that they're not that hard. The fact that I can solo tier 3 delves on my main without, like, I stepped into heroics for the first time last night, and even before that I was clearing tier 3 delves. Yeah, they're not supposed to be super challenging either, I don't think. It does kind of annoy me that they took away the Khaz-Algar Lore Hunter achievement. Like, they've just disabled it because of the fact that I think people had already used it to farm up rep. Because basically these lore treasures would give you rep. The point is that like, I think they were giving you rep at the start, and the issue was that they weren't giving everyone rep correctly, or they weren't correctly counting for everyone, and so they just decided to disable them. But I doubt they rolled back the rep for the people who got them, right? Which means that they're yet again inevitably ahead of things. It's not quite as bad from a gold making perspective as the bugs that we had at the start of Dragonflight, because Lord knows those were super messed up, and Blizzard did jack crap about those. Like, those were insane, right? Like, the dirt farming and all of that. I mean, admittedly, it was very degen stuff, and you could make the argument that the acuity shuffle is sort of that for this expansion. But honestly, the rate that I'm getting Artisan's Acuity at, I'm not upset with. I haven't done the shuffle on any of my characters. I thought I would do at least the enchanting shuffle on every single alt, and I just haven't bothered to sit down and do it. And despite that, I mean, multiple of my characters have profession equipment, you know, at a point that I'm happy with. Heck, I mean, this character that we're playing on right now, she picked up every single one of the tool enchants and still had enough Artisan's Acuity to grab the blue enchanting tool, not the epic one, admittedly, which I may regret at some point because of the fact that I will need to at some point I will need to craft the epic version of this as well. How much Artisan's Acuity do I still? And I still have another 190. So if I'd, I mean, yeah, if I'd shuffled, I would easily be able to have all 3 blue profession equipment as well as all of this. But I honestly may not even save up to 300 of these to get the hat. I may literally just go with buying one of the knowledge point books instead. We'll see. Hopefully we can get the renown knowledge book done, because then that's just free knowledge points, right? Goldson, do you have you grinded out the renown for the knowledge point books? I feel like with an alt army, it's just the returns scale so well that, especially if you're doing any profession on multiple characters, then it's definitely worth taking the time to get that quest done. No, because I'm doing enchanting. I have enchanting on 3 characters right now, and I have plans for a 4th one because I don't have an Arathor enchanter yet. I have one that's focused on profession equipment, one that's focused on Rubian enchants, and then this one that's focused on the earthen enchants. And so I need to. I have a blood elf already picked out that's going to take enchanting and do the Arathor tree on. But it really depends on whether or not the catch-up mechanic is already live, because I've heard conflicting reports. I've heard some people say that the like, I know that Blizzard in a blue post did say that there is a catch-up mechanism, and that catch-up mechanism is going to be the patron crafting order system, where basically if you're getting to a profession later on in the expansion, you'll have more patron orders that will give you a way to bridge the gap. But at the same point, I'm not sure if that's live from week 1 or if you know, I mean, they plan on rolling that out gradually, or if there's going to be a bit of a lag to it, or what the thing is. Yeah, recommended eye level 545. Hey man, I'll be honest with you. I am bad enough at this game that even if the recommended eye level was like 530 and I had an eye level of 560, there's a good chance that I would still struggle with it. Again, I don't play this game because I'm particularly good at doing combat or like doing actual content. I play it because of the fact that I'm somewhat decent at making gold sometimes. Yeah. All right, that was close, but we didn't die, and that's what matters. All right, and we got our protein shake down. So overall, productive day. Even though we are nowhere near 12 renown with these guys. We're at 8. And I think we started the stream at like 5 or 6. But hey, the only way past is through. And so we may as well just keep going. I'm doing these quests, and they say that they're gonna give me unlock the earthen thing, but I am wondering whether or not they're gonna give me rep, because I wonder if they're mutually exclusive. The weight of duty. It is on the list here, so it will give me a non-zero amount of. Ooh, this is a long ass quest line though. All right, maybe we keep this for later. Let's do one of the other ones that is less painful. Oh god, they all look painful though. What the heck is going on here? Boss of the Bosk, up to no good. A lamplight for the shipwreck. Dude, I think this is an Arathi questline. Alright, so screw that. Gems are forever. Gems are forever. Is that on the list here? No, I think this is the one that rewards you with the jewel crafting recipe, which for whatever reason is not warband bound. Which also seems kind of fishy. Rambleshire. Oh, dude. We can do all these right now, and these will all give us rep. The hell? Let's do this. Oh. No brainer. No brainer. I don't want to do any more quests than I absolutely need to just to get to 12. To 12 renown. Should have figured that the breadcrumbs... that the breadcrumb quests would lead to something worth doing. Am I gonna make new things with channel points? Yeah, I probably need to mess with these more. To be fair, like I said, I only got to the point, like I only hit affiliate on, yeah, I want to say yesterday, so I haven't really had too much time to play around with all the things that I unlocked. Do you have any ideas for like fun things though? For like things that may be fun to throw in there. Okay, so it looks like we've done these quests on my main, which I think I remember doing because I think they were part of the campaign. Have I done this one? Yeah, and it doesn't give rep anyway. It's probably worth doing because that piece of gear is an upgrade, on paper at least. All right, if we fly by it, then we'll do it. Yeah, but I am planning on adding a whole bunch of rewards and different things for a bunch of for all the different ways that chat can engage. Because I also like I have a standing desk, which is why we have the like 1 sub is 10 minutes of standing. But I do also have a treadmill, and I was thinking that at a certain point I may hand over control of that as well to the chat. But we'll see. We'll see how we're going. VIP for a week. Oh, I could do that. Boom. Oh, 100 reputation. Fair enough. I guess we just have to kill 1 mob for it. Which is why it's so easy. VIP for a week. Start an ad. Yeah, I was trying to figure that out because I don't think I have a way to start an ad. I've seen some of the other streamers have like a start an ad option. I mean, when I first started streaming, I was working this crazy job, and so I would literally stream while on the treadmill while playing WoW. Which, for obvious reasons, did not work really well at all because the noise of the sound of the treadmill, it's literally sat right next to my desk right here, and because I have the standing desk, I do the treadmill while playing WoW all the time. Well, I say all the time, not as much as my wife would like, but yeah, I have spent a non-zero amount of time playing WoW while on the treadmill because it's a great way to just like have an hour disappear, right? Yeah, so some of my earlier, like, I doubt that they're still up as VODs, but some of my there's like one really early stream of mine where I'm literally on the treadmill. Yeah, it's not. I don't think I haven't figured out a way to like integrate it with Twitch though. I need to figure out something. Like maybe we do a hype train or something like that. I feel like all these things work better when there's like more people participating though. So I need to get better at at self promotion so that it's a bit more engaging. Cause like I figured out how to connect my I figured out how to get my desk to connect with my PC. Let me take out these mobs and then show things off. Yeah, I figured out how to get my desk to connect to my computer. But what I've been trying to figure out is how to have like a little overlay that'll show you whether or not I am actually standing. I don't know shit about writing code though, so it's not like I can just like put that whip something together myself. But that's definitely one of the ideas that I have for somewhere down the line. Is that like you can? I don't know. I have a couple of ideas. Like maybe the more bits you donate, the higher my desk gets. Like I'm pretty tall, but the desk does get a little bit higher than I would need it at. So I don't know. I feel like that could potentially be funny if I'm just like playing WoW like up here. God damn it. God damn it. One of these days I will kill a quest mob without dying to it like 3 times myself. Also glad that I didn't pop the Dark Moon hat. I mean, to be fair, it should be indicative how crap I am at playing a mage because of the fact that I keep forgetting to do the most basic thing, which is throw up arcane intellect. That hasn't changed since freaking vanilla. And I played a mage back in vanilla. The first character I ever got to level 40 was, funnily enough, a female mage. I don't even know why I don't know why mages I tend to create as females. It's the only class that I've ever done that for any meaningful period of time. Thank God. Iceland's to the dude. We were at 1%. Why does my mage suck so hard? Why am I so bad at this? Why am I so bad at playing a freaking mage? I should probably upgrade. Well, I should probably equip the better pieces of gear that I have. That'll probably help. Jaina brainwashed me. Yeah, probably. Maybe that's why. If so, it's subconscious though. Because I'm not like intentionally always having female mages. Mosswool predator slain. I've never been able to do it particularly well, but the whole reason that I've always wanted to like have mages is because or at least that I thought that I wanted to have a mage in vanilla was because of the fact that you could AoE farm, right? You could AoE farm experience, and I was like, that is how I'm going to get myself to level 70 or to level 60 in vanilla WoW. I'm going to have a mage, and I'm just gonna AoE grind and AoE level that character to level 70 to level 60. The problem is that to AoE grind, you need to be really good at playing the class to begin with and not die a bunch, right? Because if you die on every other pull, then AoE leveling is not effective. Now, you guys have been watching me quest for a little bit, and I will let you guess how well that went for me. It did not go well. It did not go well. As much as I thought that would be a cool way of doing it, it never ended up working out that way. And so I just ended up dying a whole bunch, like I may be about to do right now because I pulled one mob without eating. I mean, to be fair, this is just my bad, right? This is just me sucking. This is, I don't think this has anything to do with being, we died after the pull. We died once we were eating. God damn it. What the hell is my talent tree? What is the modal doing? Yeah, our add-ons are having all kinds of a field day with us right now. Dude, why? What the fuck? The hell is going on? Why is my talent tree all the way over there? It's literally just like disappearing into random ass corners. With good control. Dude, I can barely handle 1 or 2 mobs. All right, there's a certain point at which I just resign myself to the fact that I'm going to die a whole bunch. Oh, I was checking Reddit on the break, and apparently, according to the classic WoW subreddit, something happened yesterday that caused like a bunch of people to disconnect from the hardcore servers, and like hundreds of players lost their hardcore characters. Which I mean, I feel bad because hardcore is really hardcore, right? Hardcore WoW is extremely dangerous, extremely like nail biting. But it is also kind of funny. It is kind of funny to me. Because there's no good solution, right? If Blizzard gives you your characters back, no one's gonna take you seriously. If you're like genuinely a hardcore player, a lot of the hardcore players are gonna be like, well, too bad you died, but that's not hardcore. Like that's not you like, you know what I mean? Like just knowing how I was gonna say how toxic, but just knowing how intense, let's say that instead, the hardcore community is. You know that's not going to be the people are going to look down on people who actually took the like free Blizzard res, right? And so that's not really an option. And yeah, there's just no good solutions, which is kind of funny to me. I would quit right away. Yeah, I mean, to be fair, I played hardcore for maybe like 2 or 3 days. Right, and I think I got to like level 20 or something like that. And again, I ended up just doing the exact same thing that I do in retail WoW, or in whatever version of WoW I play, other than Plunderstorm, because there was no auction house. Though if there had been an auction house in Plunderstorm, believe you me, I would have figured out a way to start selling things. But yeah, in hardcore, I was just having fun playing on the auction house, because there was, at any given point, whatever level profession you had, there was gold to be made. Because anytime, like, it's the only version of the game in which you can 365 days a year, you can sell level 20 bracers, and you will probably be on the initial like leveling rush. Did either of those give us rep? I hope not. I hope to God not. No, okay. Power predators. I think I made a couple hundred gold. I think I made a couple hundred gold, or like maybe 1,000 gold, before I just stopped playing hardcore. Because I think then I started playing Season of Discovery, or I haven't really played Cataclysm Classic much, or I made a move to Wrath instead. But I mean, it's kind of pointless on those servers making a bunch of gold, because of the fact that there's not really like anything you can do with it. I mean, to be fair, it's not like I'm doing anything with all my retail gold. I can't remember the last time I bought a token, but it's definitely been like a year or 2 years since I last bought a token. Just because of the fact that like I'd rather have more WoW gold than $15, which may be dumb because of the fact that I pay for 2 subs. All right, we have Storm Scarred that we need to turn in. We have the Spire Breaker, and we have the Mage Slayer. We haven't slayed the Mage or done this one yet, have we? Okay, we can turn in this one safely, I think. No, I don't. I probably should. I mean, I could. I definitely make more than 200,000 gold a month. I mean, when I'm playing. But to be fair, I keep getting suckered by Blizzard into those, like, subscribe for 12 months and we'll give you some stupid ass mount that you're never gonna use. I do keep falling for that old trick over and over and over again. Which is why I'm never like out of game time as such. But I use tokens. The only like recurring thing that I'll use tokens for is the store mounts, right? Like the store mounts I will use tokens for. I think I use tokens to like transfer a character. To transfer a bunch of my characters earlier on to Illidan off of that RP realm, just because of the fact that there was like, I was at the point where I was crafting so many items that there just was not anywhere near the demand that I needed in order to, like, this is before region-wide trading existed, right? Today's day and time, we wouldn't have that issue. But yeah, so I used gold to like transfer, I think like 6 or 7 alts over to like between servers, and then let's add fall damage into the mix here as well. But look, if you to be fair, if you want to make gold for tokens, you should not be playing retail. The absolute best way to get game time for gold, the easiest way by a long shot is Classic. Kata Classic, Wrath Classic was super easy, dude. I think in like a week or 2 weeks into playing Wrath Classic to begin with, I had more than enough gold for like 2 or 3 tokens. So if I was going to use tokens for gold for game time, I would definitely just do that on Wrath instead. And it honestly doesn't even take that much work. It is super easy. You just got to pick up a trade skill, like catch up to the thing, right? It's one of the reasons why it's also super easy, because of the fact that you don't have the Dragonflight / War Within profession system. There's no knowledge points or anything. And yeah, so it's just a matter of like you do your dailies. I mean, I was focused on enchanting and jewel crafting. And so for jewel crafting, you have to do your dailies to unlock all the other cuts. But that's about it. I mean, if you pick something like tailoring, because my main like classic alts, one of them has jewel crafting and enchanting. The other one has tailoring and inscription. And it's super, super easy to make gold, dude. Super, super easy. Kata? No, Kata's not hard to make gold. Kata is when I first started getting into gold making seriously. Mainly because of the fact that you had the Obsidian Shuffle back in the day. It was like the first, there were other expansions that you had major shuffles as well, but I remember, I feel like I started shuffling probably in Wrath. But I remember the Kata one a lot, because there were a lot of cool add-ons and stuff like that you would use to figure out like which gems you had the best chance of getting and all of that other stuff. And so yeah. So yeah, I mean, Kata is not that hard to make golden at all, by a long shot. I mean, of the different versions of WoW, Kata is actually one of the better expansions for gold making. I bought my Spectral Tiger in Kata. I remember on my crappy little RP PvP realm, I was so starved for the trading card game mounts because I had a couple 100,000 gold. I may have had 1 million gold, or whatever, and I just didn't have anything to spend it on either, because back, like, my server was so small that literally no one was even selling boosts. So like I literally had nothing to do with all this gold. And then someone listed the stupidest TCG mount of all time ever, the Big Battle Bear, which is just dog water, right? This is by far, take it from me in writing, this is the worst trading card game mount that exists, right? Every other trading card game mount, let me know in chat if you have any other ideas for, if you have any suggestions for other trading card game mounts that are worse than this one. But someone listed it on my auction house for like 200,000 gold, which 200,000 gold these days doesn't sound like much, right? 200,000 gold back then was a lot. Was a lot in Cataclysm. That was a lot of gold. But I was like, well, this may be my only chance. Like, I don't know when I'll ever be able to snag another trading card game mount, because at that point I hadn't decided to move all my characters over. Although I don't think I could have done that at that point anyway, because of the fact that I don't think the token came out. When did the token come out again, actually? Was it BFA? Was it BFA that they added the token? What the hell happened to our music? Oh, there we go. I think it's coming back. But no, Kata is easy for gold making. I don't know how much more. I don't know how much it still happens now, because I think they tried to move away from GDKP. Because it sounds like you actually do content, right? Do you mainly are you mainly a raider, or are you mainly Mythic Plus? Like what? 2015 WOD. Yeah, that makes sense. That tracks. WOD was also great for gold making, dude. Setting up garrisons on your alts. I mean, the garrison mission tables were the easiest the gold making has ever been in this game. Because it was just stupid easy to make stupid amounts of gold with the mission table. In a way that I don't think any other expansion so far has done particularly well with. Like, I don't think it's been to the same level. You could make a decent amount of gold with the order tables and with the Shadowlands mission tables. Heck, there's people who are still running that. There are people who are still making gold from the Shadowlands mission table, because they're doing the pet charms, and I think that's mainly it. I don't know if they're doing like, I guess there's something you could do with anima as well, probably, to convert it into gold. I mainly farm, like I have tried to farm anima on my alt, but that's mainly because I want to buy the other mounts that I don't have yet. And with Remix, all of the alts that I leveled through Remix, I need to take them through the like little anima shuffle that exists, where basically what you do is you use there's a vendor next to the flight point in Orbos who will sell you an item that'll get you to 60 renown with each of the what are they called? Each of the covenants. And so basically you just run around that room swapping covenants and using that item to get you to 60 renown, and you get like 4,000 anima out of that, which you can then buy items to transfer them over. A bit of everything. Okay, fair enough. Including PvP stuff or just PvE? Like, do you PvP and stuff as well, or is it just PvE content? Oh, okay, fair enough. Well, I guess this expansion, it may be I was gonna say it may be a bit easier. I guess Dragonflight may have been slightly easier for crafted gear, at least. In terms of PvP gearing, right? Although from a gold making perspective, I like the new the new crafted PvP gear system much better, arguably. The fact that everyone has to buy at least one piece of crafted PvP, like all PvPers have to buy crafted gear to begin with, at least. Oh, is this one of these annoying quests where I have to run the dude over? Oh, is it really? Well, that would explain why why the price for PvP gears come down to like 1,000 gold a piece on Illidan at least. But I mean, my plans for that is more so sell it on other servers where there's more demand. Well, I mean, I think it's the easiest, like if you just want to get into it, right? If you just want to get into if you just want to get straight into PvP and you don't have honor farmed up on an alt or anything like that, it's the easiest thing is to just go pick up a full set of that crafted PvP gear and then use that to farm up the rest of the honor. But it really takes a full, like you can really full gear in a day. How do you do that, if you don't mind me asking? Is it because it's been years since I've even like run a battleground. I could not tell you the last time I even set foot in a battleground, right? Outside of like maybe classic servers and things like that. I think that's literally the last time I would have done a battleground would have been in classic, and probably because there was some reward that I wanted. No, we cannot die. We cannot die. We have the freaking Dark Moon buff up. All right, invisibility coming in clutch. God damn. Whew. We've 55 minutes left on our top hat, all right? I will not, I may suck at this game, but I'm not giving up 55 minutes of the damn buff. Of each PvP queue for the bonus, and then just spam one of them. Are you playing Alliance or Horde? Because I've found that whenever I'm playing Alliance, Horde wins every battleground. And whenever I'm playing Horde, Alliance wins every battleground. And I refuse to believe that it's just me being that crap at it. Also because the fact that someone else on stream, someone very nice on stream the other day was saying that they had the exact same problem happen to them. So it wasn't isolated to me. Although, let's be honest, it's probably because I am so bad at PvP that I literally get everyone else to play worse. Dude, we barely completed like 4 quest lines, and we've been streaming for almost 4 hours at this point, because we did start the stream like an hour late. But so 1 second, help me understand. In order to full gear, do you need to like win all of those battlegrounds, or like win a good percentage of them, or is that with the regular queue? Like how much of being able to fully gear a character in PvP is tied to luck, or like being good at PvP? Like could I fully gear a character despite sucking at PvP? I guess it would make more of a difference if you're going the arena route. Right? Because you're one of 3 or one of 1 players in the queue. So I mean, you literally represent 50% of the success rate. Dude, we cannot freaking die again. All right. Not gonna lie, invisibility, pretty dope. Pretty dope so far. No. Okay, thank God we got onto our mount in time. We can now fly up here and eat up here. I don't know why I'm getting freaking smashed, but 40 versus 40, the epic battlegrounds, right? Which ones count as epic? Is it literally just... Oh, I guess I forgot that they made Wintergrasp into a battleground. But I guess AV, Wintergrasp, and Ashran are the like epic battlegrounds. Oh, it says it right here. Pff, I'm a moron. Epic battleground, oh, Isle of Conquest is also 40 on 40? Oh yeah, it is. What am I talking about? I completely forgot that Isle of Conquest existed. Temple of Kot Mogu is always the funnest battleground for me because I like playing as a monk in Mists. I could actually do, like, I felt like I could actually make a difference to the team because I could capture those orbs and like either defend the orb in the middle, right, and you like hide behind one of the things, or you like actually take it to the thing. Or no, you just have to like hold on to an orb for as long as possible, right? And then you get that stacking buff that like gives you survivability, basically. That was always fun. And what's the? I'm so god awful at remembering names of things. Warsong Gulch is also fun if you're playing on a character that can actually be decent about. Oh, for fuck's sake. All right, so that's our Dark Moon buff gone. I've literally gone through three of those hats, so it's not quite as bad. It's not quite as bad as I thought. Talking on mute, god damn it. Sorry, I started coughing and so I didn't want to subject you lovely people to it. I was saying, it's, we lost the Dark Moon buff, which sucks. But, yeah, I did not expect it to take this long to do this few quests, to be fair. But I guess I have also been dying at a decent pace. Yeah, I mean, I literally thought we'd be able to hit Renown 12 before the end of the stream, and I don't see that happening because we're probably gonna have to wind up the stream in a little bit here. I think I heard my wife come home a little while ago, so we've got a limited amount of time before I start wife aggroing. Dude, I need to figure out which of these buttons actually helps me with survivability. Because I think that's the thing. Is in fire, I knew that I could use ice block. Do I have ice block? Oh, for Christ's sake. Why is my interface so messed up? I mean, this is messed up even by my standards. Is it a talent that we didn't take or something? We have the talent. It's just not showing up in this. Oh, ice cold is what it's called now. What the hell is that? Oh, this is the one. Ah. Okay. So now I know what button to hit instead of dying, which is good. Mass invisibility. You and your ally. So I guess I have a second invisibility that I can run, which is kind of nice. I don't need Veil of Eternal Blossoms on here. There was another spell that I wanted to throw on here that also seemed like it would be handy. Oh, Mirror Image. Which of these do I not need on here? I think Remove Curse I can probably swap with this. Right? Okay. Okay, let's get these Gorlocks murdered. No. Oh, for... I jinxed it by saying I figured out how not to die. So I had that one coming, to be fair. I had that one coming. All right, I think we're going to wrap up these quests, and then we're probably going to call the stream, call it a stream for the day.